We now ask the gentlemen please remove their caps, and all who are able to do so, please stand in honor of our country for the playing of our national anthem. Middle school students will be required to be in the middle school section during the game, except at halftime, the team games are with the parents. And all students, once you enter the BHS Athletic Activity League, you must quickly re-enter. The activity passes are good only once. If you have an emergency, please see a BHS administrator. The officials tonight's game are Kevin Thorpe, Brad White, Mark Murphy, Dan Graw, and Todd Ambrosi. The captains for Ottumwa are Andrew Cole, Mitch Wood, Quentin Bishop, and Tanner Holman. We ask the spectators please not stand in the upper walkway of the stands. It's a fire and safety hazard that makes it difficult for others to get through as well. Please help out by finding a seat in the stands. We thank you for your cooperation.
Dengler will tee it up on his own 40, kicking from left to right. He'll be kicking from the north to the south as it's configured here at Bracewell Stadium. 70 degrees at kickoff, mostly sunny, although the sun not really seen as it's setting behind us here in the press box. 64% humidity, winds out of the north-northeast at 6. And we're about ready to get it underway. Brock Dengler has his hand in the air and the approach from 10 yards deep. And welcome to 2019. This kick going to be taken at the 10-yard line and now reverse. And going the far side, up the far sideline is Ottumwa, and he's got a lot of running room to midfield and across midfield into Burlington territory to about the 34-yard line. That's number 7, Andrew Cole, a name you'll hear a lot tonight. Andrew Cole's going to run it from the tailback position, but on that one, he takes the opening kickoff 55 yards to the Burlington 35.
Simple, just reverse that you see all the time. Again, when you're trying to spark something in a new era, you'll do almost anything, and if it weren't for Diego Treviso on the touchdown saving tackle, it might have been 6-0 here at the opening moments of the ball game. So, Ottumwa breaks the huddle at the 45 of the Greyhounds, and they are in a double wing set, reminiscent of single wing football.
First play from scrimmage on a fumble ball on the ground. Who's got it? As the quarterback was hit 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. I think that was Isaiah Wixom on the initial hit. And the Greyhounds come out with the football. First play of the game. That's number 3, DJ Pugh, making the triumphant return back to Burlington. A 4-yard loss technically on the fumble, and the Grounds will take over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
Scott, last week I went to go scout the Bulldogs, and they were in a typical high school zone read offense with the quarterback in the shotgun position. Tonight they come out in a double wing set, kind of reminiscent of our own football with wing T football. They tried to run an old down series play, and you know, when you go from one set of snaps to a new set of snaps, it makes it very difficult. Great job by the Greyhounds to take advantage of that.
Pistol formation for the Greyhounds. Dangler behind center. KT Thompson 2 steps to his right. Going to pitch it to Thompson. That's a forward pass. No, they're going to call it a lateral. And it's fumbled and picked up and fallen on at the 25-yard line. So a pair of turnovers. That fumble recovered by Jesus Jaime. So
you know what? Yeah, you know, I talked about who's not going to, make the fewest mistakes. Early, everybody's got some jitters, trying to make some big plays. Certainly some room for Katie to run. Just got to be able to handle the ball and get back on offense. So now it's our chance to get another stop defensively.
So first down and 10 from the Burlington 25. Under center is the quarterback. Hands it off to the tailback. Dot in the eye. That's Key Glosser. And Key right up the middle off the right side. He's got 4 to the 21. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Looked like Ian Taylor coming in from his spot at the safety position. Check that. Charlie Carlson as the free safety coming in to fill the hole for the Greyhounds.
So 4-yard pickup on first down. Single setback now behind the quarterback. That's Andrew Cole. Squatting, barking out the signals, and that's not 6. That's an 8. That's Adam Deniston, the quarterback, and he has his pass knocked down at the line of scrimmage. It looks like that was Gage Webster knocking it down, I should say. Big linebacker number 44 goes 6'3", and knocked it down for the incompletion.
Yeah, good pressure by Gage on the charge here in the A-gap. So big third down. Try to get a stop, get him out of field goal range.
3rd down, 6 from the Greyhound 21. Tight formation now for Ottumwa. Deniston under center. He's going to give it on a counter play and hit behind the line of scrimmage is the wingback from the right side. We'll tell you who that was in just a second. That's Key Glosser again on the carry. He loses yardage back to the 24. That's a loss of 3, and that'll bring up a 4th down and 9.
Mason Fort with the stop on the Greyhounds' behalf. And I'm telling you what, Greyhounds are doing a great job of using their attack slant defense to get into the gaps of the offensive line of Ottumwa.
4th and 4 from the 24. Ottumwa's going to go for it. Deniston rolling right. Had a man off his shoulder pads into the hands of another receiver who catches it and takes it into the end zone. That's Trey Schwartz in the right place at the right time as it went off the shoulder pads of the intended receiver. 5 yards downfield, the ricochet into the hands of Schwartz, and it's a 24-yard touchdown, and it's 6-0 Ottumwa.
Rather be lucky than good, Scott. Is that kind of the way it's supposed to be? That ball was definitely going to be incomplete. Schwartz on the trail route, just able to get his hands on it, and enough defenders, blockers downfield for him to get in the end zone.
Extra point attempt coming up for Jose Yepez Rodriguez Jr. Snap is good, spot is good, but whistles, and I believe they're going to call Burlington offsides.
Scott, I don't know if you saw it.
I did.
But if you remember last year, Carlton Martinez has a gap block. It is happening again. Coming through the middle, I think Hunter Timmerman, hard to see the numbers right now. It's either Hunter or Mason Fort coming in a gap, and if they set up again, Scott, I'm almost positive they're going to get another block here. I mean, he had 3 blocks that game, I believe, off of those PATs. So they're deciding. Doesn't look like they're
offsides on Burlington. Ottumwa will decline that penalty. What are you going to do? Take it to the 1.5 yards? Here's Rodriguez's kick. The spot is good, and the kick is good. It hits the O in the signed Bracewell Wall of Honor. So with 10:27 remaining in quarter number 1, Ottumwa strikes first. It's the Bulldogs 7, Burlington nothing. Kickoff around the corner. Grounds get the ball back, trailing by a touchdown in 30 seconds on KBUR and KBUR.com.
Well, fans, please be aware that parking on South 9th Street to the east of the stadium is allowed only on the side nearest the field. Parking on South 9th Street east of the stadium is allowed only on the side nearest the field. And Bryant Williams back to receive for the Greyhounds.
5'8", 160 pounds, and Bryant Williams, the heir apparent to Tavian Harris at 5'8", 160 as a sophomore. Those guys pretty elusive and pretty good speed, so we'll see what they bring to the table here on this return.
Williams to the right, Kennard to the left. Rodriguez with the kick, and we're back underway. It's going to be taken by Kennard at the 11. Kennard up the left hash, now coming near side, and he's going to be hit and dropped at the 20. That'll be a 9-yard return. Brought down on the play. Go ahead, John, you got it.
Andrew Cole on the tackle there for the Bulldogs. Nice job of coming through the protection and getting Tavares, because there was a lane if he was able to get through that. So, good start for the Greyhounds. Ball on the right hash here on the 21-yard line.
9-yard return out to the 20. So it'll be first down and 10 Greyhounds from their own 20-yard line. 10:22 remaining, opening quarter. Greyhounds trail 7-0. Here's a give to KT Thompson right up the gut off the left side. And he's got about 2, it looks like, maybe 3 up to the 23. So give Thompson 3 yards. It'll be second down and 7.
Mitchell Wood, the junior, on the stop for the Bulldogs. Really not a bad opener. Get your feet wet again after that fumble. It'll be interesting to see how quickly the Greyhounds will go to the air with Brock and his receiving corps.
Second down, 7 yards to go from the ground, 23, and a penalty marker on the field. This play was stopped, so my guess is it's a legal procedure on the Greyhounds. Dead ball foul, illegal procedure, and that'll take it back 5 yards. It'll be second and 12 now, back at the 18.
Yeah, right guard. I'm not sure who that was. Hard to see the numbers. Looks like 52. It looks like Jacob Peterson on just a little bit of a twitch. They're switching based on the strength of the formation, and so I think that got him a little bit fired up. Oh, Jake's playing right tackle, excuse me.
2 wideouts split to either side. Brock Dangler on a quick hitter. Short pass, caught in the slot, if you will. Caught by number 6 for the Greyhounds. That's going to be Ryan Bowman on the initial completion of the season. And that's a gain back up to the 21, so called a gain of 3. It'll be third down and 9.
Just got to get a really, you want to get a first down here. So if you're gonna throw the ball, make sure you get your receivers beyond the sticks, but at least give yourself a really good positive play here.
Thompson, the single setback by Dangler, who swings it out left side. He's got a man. That's Bryant Williams, who tries to shimmy and shake up to first down yardage, but can't quite make it. Gets spun down at about the 28-yard line, maybe the 29, depending on the spot, I should say. That's only a gain of 8. A completion, as you said, important in that case, but short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 1, and here comes the punt team.
Yeah, and of course, Coach Shea, always known for doing something a little bit different on the punt. He's got a wide right set here with 3 guys way off the center.
Gage Webster takes the snap with the 15, steps into it with the left foot. Going to hit it about the 47 and bounce out of bounds at the Ottumwa 38-yard line. So call that a 21 plus 12-yard punt. That's a 33-yard kick for Webster, and that's where the Bulldogs will start this possession, 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line.
Well, it's nice to see the Greyhounds kind of settling down. I'm not sure the Bulldogs really quite did with some of the things that they were going on. I know the score doesn't always indicate that, but it looks like we're kind of beginning to establish ourselves.
8:42 remaining, first quarter. Ottumwa leading 7-0, and they're going to run it on first down. Going to be hit immediately at the line of scrimmage for the Bulldogs. That's number 33. That's Gage Cole. You'll hear his name a lot, but he loses a yard that carry, and it'll be second down and 11 as the ball now spotted at the 37.
Bulldogs are really having quite a problem with the sophomore nose tackle, Tyler Baden. Right now, he's causing quite a disruption.
High formation set. They give it to the second man through, and that is Glosser, and Glosser takes it off the right side. He's got a nice gain. They're going to give him the 45. Just a quick hitter between the center and the right guard, and he's able to turn that into an 8-yard gain. It'll be third down and 3.
Yeah, again, this was definitely not the team that the Greyhounds had scouted. Really kind of more of a passing offense, so Ottumwa did a nice job through the week of hiding this offense before the Greyhounds could get a chance to see it.
High formation set once again. Wide receiver to the right side, a wing back that side as well. Here's Glosser one more time, diving for the first down. And that they're going to give it up to the 49. He was hit at about the 46, but he was able to scramble forward to the 49-yard line, so give Ottumwa a first down. They'll move the chains.
Dontarius Bowen on the tackle for the Greyhounds, the junior, number 23, 5'10", 160 pounds.
So first down and 10 for Ottumwa from their own 49. Here's a give on a counter to Glosser, and Glosser bringing it left side. He's got running room, and he's going to be run down from behind by Webster, but not before he gets to the Greyhound 37. That's going to be a gain of 14 yards and another Ottumwa first down.
DJ Pugh got a very good how do you do from Glosser on the run, too. You got to get yourself a little bit lower to make that tackle, DJ.
So back-to-back first downs for Ottumwa on consecutive plays. Here's a give once again, this time to Cole, and Cole's going to take it off the right side. And he spins into a tackler's arms at the 31, and he's dropped Gage Cole with a gain of about 6. It'll be second down and 4.
Just marching the ball. I know that this is what Ottumwa did very well last year as well, but we just were able to kind of hold the clock with the running of Taven. So we got to find an answer to this offense.
Almost halfway through quarter number 1. Ottumwa 7, Burlington nothing. Ottumwa on the move again. Second and 4 from the 31. Denniston rolls right. He's got a man wide open at the 10. Waltzes into the end zone. That was a breakdown in coverage. Colton McKinnon didn't have anybody within 20 yards of him, and it's 13-0 Ottumwa.
Great play action on behalf of the Bulldogs. Been running off tackle, off tackle, off tackle. You get Denniston to pull the ball, and it just is an easy pitch and catch for the Bulldogs, 14-0. Well, we just got to find an answer, Scott. I mean, that's really, we got to make sure that we're not chasing guards. That's the biggest thing that we got to do. Looks like they're missing a person on that extra point team.
Well, not the start you wanted if you're Burlington, but again, you got to survive this barrage, if you will, to try the extra point. This time, number 1, Brian Carapia. And again, flags on the extra point attempt.
Kind of like the Bears and all they're trying out their kickers, Scott. I mean, it's just...
Yeah, except Ottumwa doesn't have a preseason to figure this out. They've got to throw him in the fire here in game number 1.
Do it right now, you bet.
Illegal procedure on the Bulldogs, so that'll turn it into about a 25-yard extra point as they will spot the ball at the 15-yard line. 5-yard walk-off. Carapia, again, going to have it spotted right on the 15-yard stripe. Snap is high, but pulled down. Spot is good, and kick is good. So with 6:44 remaining in quarter number 1, Ottumwa has scored twice on consecutive drives. Now they lead 14-0 back in 30 seconds on KBUR and KBUR.com.
Ottumwa leads 14-0.
Put together touchdown drives, one of 25 yards, one of 62, and they lead 14-0.
Well, time to get a chance. Maybe we can get that sealed off and get one of these guys sprung for something big.
So Rodriguez with the approach gets us back underway. This time it's going to be taken at the 15-yard line by Williams, and Bryant Williams trying to feel his way up the left side and spun down just across the 25 at the 26. So Rodriguez with another solid boot down to the 10-yard line and pinning Burlington, or I should say the 15, pinning Burlington deep at the 27 now. And that's a 12-yard return for Mr. Williams. So first down and 10 Greyhounds from the 27-yard line. Dengler going to throw again. Quick hitter right side to Bowman. And Bowman makes the catch, but not much there as he's only able to get 2 yards up to the 29.
Yeah, but again, solid pitch and catch gets us started. Trying to go a little up-tempo now, the Greyhounds are, as they're out in their Dallas formation. 2 wide on each side.
Second down and 8 from the 29-yard line. Now a pitch to KT Thompson, trying to come right. Sets his feet, turns it upfield, and he's got yardage up across the 35, but a late flag on the play behind the play. Probably going to be a hold on Burlington.
Well, I think it's our young receiver, slot receiver, Ryan Bowman, excuse me.
Called a dead ball foul. Not obviously, but a block in the back.
Yep, I think that was Ryan trying to make something happen, and that's just tough to do on those pitches. Those defenders want to spin and roll out, and if you're not careful, that kind of causes that kind of action. So tough break for the Greyhounds.
Would have been a first down for Burlington. Instead, it's a 10-yard walk-off back to the 18-yard line.
That penalty takes the ball back to the 18.
So second down, and now 18, and a swing pass out to the left side to Bryant Williams, just outstretched. Go ahead, John. I'm going to
really nice. No, really nice touch by Brock, just outside of the outstretched hand of Bryant Williams as we get set up for a third and long here for the Greyhounds out on their own 19-yard line on the right hash, setting up in trips left. Dangler behind.
My voice isn't used to this. It's opening night for my voice, too, and I felt like I was going to cough there really bad. Now the officials have blown the play dead. Clock stopped at 5:40. Don't know exactly what was going on. Incomplete pass, so the clock stops. Maybe it didn't stop after the incomplete pass. Should be 5:55.
5:52.
5:52
says
what
Coach
Zach
Shea.
Shea is yelling up at the
Who
press
needs a
box.
headset? Just need to yell up there.
Well, when you got a voice like his. 5:52. There we go.
Big outside voice.
Excuse me. So they put 12 seconds back on the clock. Dengler going to roll out on third down and long. He's going to throw. He's got a man. Williams has the catch at the 37. Run out of bounds at the 38, and that's a first down for the Greyhounds. The first one of the night, the first one of the season.
Man, this is what we love about Brock. Keeps his poise and composure. Feeling a little heat as he's rolling out to his left away from the strength of his arm with a great touch and a great catch by Bryant.
21-yard pickup for the Greyhounds. First down and 10. The drive will continue from their own 39-yard line. You're going to have to tell me what that formation is, John, in just a second. Bowman in front. And now here's an interception almost by Dengler in and out of the hands of Mitchell Wood. Dengler rolled right. Looked like he wanted to go to Bowman, but Bowman wasn't looking back for the ball and should have been caught by Wood, but it drops to the ground. Fortunately for the Greyhounds, incomplete.
But what a great job by KT Thompson and Mason Fort and Jacob Peterson to realize that maybe they would have called it an interception and a fumble, jump on top of the ball, maybe get a chance. So good job. Basically, this is just a king set. They call it that way because of the strength of their formation. And so now they bring that extra back. This is queen with the fullback on the other side of the formation.
Dengler with a give to Thompson off the left side, cuts it right. He's got the right hash mark, turns the corner, 50, 45, going to be run out of bounds finally inside the 40 of Ottumwa at the 36.
Man, a long counter tray. I don't know if KT would, if that's designed that way, but KT took an extra second or two to get into the handoff. But nice job up front on the right-hand side by Jacob Peterson and Allen, is it Iverson? Allen Iverson is Iverson Applegate.
Dengler swings it out left side, trying to get Williams on a wheel route, and that was one of those plays, sorry to talk over you, but they're going quick tempo. Had to get it up and over the defender on that side, Andrew Cole, and just overshot Williams by a little bit.
And those are things that you really can't get during the summer, because you can't get hit. You know that you can't. There's a lot of things going on in 7-on-7, so they'll get that locked down a little bit better.
Dengler with a pitch to KT Thompson again, this time around the left side. He's got a running lane inside the 30, 25, 20, run out of bounds at the 15, but a flag on the field resting on the 30, and my guess is as he turned the corner, somebody was holding.
Well, it's either Blake Myers in the block in the back or Mason Fort with a hold. So we'll have to wait and see what's going on. But KT does a nice job of setting up the block. I think if those guys just stay true to what they're doing. Yeah, that's what I thought. It looked like Blake, again, this is such a tough deal. And I argued this all the time with the officials. That I don't think they see it all the time. And Blake started in front, and the defender rolls around. And so all of a sudden, he sees those hands on the back and he throws the flag. And it's a tough call for the official. I understand that. But a kid's working that hard. I think that's one of those things you just might as well put your hands in your pocket for a little bit.
Technically just a 3-yard penalty, a 10-yard walk-off from the spot of the foul at the 29, so it's 2nd down and 13. Dengler going to pass again, swings it out near side to Williams. Williams turns it upfield, and he's going to be triple tackled at the 40. No gain on the play. Now they're going to give him 1, so called a 1-yard completion from Dengler to Williams. It'll be 3rd down and 12.
Nice catch by Bryant. The new player here, Trey King Tempest Jr. The junior, 5'10", 180, number 22. You got to do a little better job of holding at least one of those blocks so Bryant can make a move. Nice job at sticking his head down and trying to run through the defender, though.
Jackson Carlson split wide to the right. They'll go trips formation to the left side. Single setback is KT Thompson behind Brock Dengler. Dengler shouting out the signals, aligning his players as he sits at the 43. Gets the snap on 3rd and 12. Fumbles, recovers, going to roll left. Timing of the play was thrown off. Now he's just going to have to throw it out of bounds. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down and long. And I would assume the grounds will punt to pin Ottumwa, but you're kind of in that no man's land. Maybe you go for it.
If you found a way to stop the defense, the offense of Ottumwa, I got my first game jitters myself. Scott can't get the right side of the ball. Remember 3 years ago when LT Beck was playing?
I do.
That ball would have caused the penalty as it went out of bounds, Scott.
That's true.
So one of the new rules this year that you're able to throw the ball away in high school football.
Grounds will punt. Webster in to kick it away from midfield, end over end, forward. Going to be fair caught at the 7 or 8, depending on the placement, by Dominic Delahoy. They're going to spot it at the 8. So a 30-yard punt for Gage Webster. And Ottumwa will have a long field, leading 14-0.
Scott, they got a real good chance here to ground out the quarter. And if they continue to work the way they're doing, they are the ones who are going to control the clock here most of the way. And I'm not sure if we're built to score quickly.
So 1st down and 10, 4:20 remaining first quarter. Ottumwa 14, Burlington nothing. Single setback behind the quarterback Denniston. That's Gage Cole, and he's got nice running room off the left side across the 15 to about the 17. Called a gain of 9. It'll be 2nd down and 1.
First call on Matt Bradar, our junior corner that we love so much. He's bumped up to about 150 pounds. Made the nice stop along with Austin Jones, getting his first sign at defensive end tonight.
Single wide out to the right side for Ottumwa is Blaze Rominger. Here's a counter play. Off the right side goes Colton McKinnon. And McKinnon has a first down, but not much more. They're going to give him the 20. Just a gain of 3, but enough to move the chains for Ottumwa.
Alex Zhu on the tackle for the Greyhounds there. Did a nice job from his defensive end position. Scott, this wing T offense that Ottumwa runs really is kind of kryptonite to this type of defense where you have guys slashing and going, and if your guys up front aren't getting into the offensive line, it doesn't leave much hope for your linebackers.
1st and 10 for Ottumwa. Give around the right side to Key Glosser, and Glosser's hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10, and that was just a slow developing play. I noticed 3 guys on either side of the center, if not 4 on the right side, just a long time developing because Glosser had so far to go to even get around the corner.
Yeah, and all it is just down kick, and Alex Zhu did a nice job of fighting off the kick out block to instigate that tackle.
So 2nd down and 10, another give on a counter, this time to Glosser again, and Glosser's got running room, still on his feet, 40, 45, midfield into Greyhound territory, 45, 40, still on his feet, inside the 30, down to about the 28. A big pickup on 2nd down and 10. That's a gain of 22 plus 30. That'd be a 52-yard run on 2nd down for Key Glosser.
Trey Tempest King Jr. with the tackle for the Greyhounds. Mason Fort trying to make the stop. You can't turn your shoulders on this kind of offense because you just give them 2 gaps, and that's exactly what Glosser was able to see. Mason turned his shoulders into the ball carrier, and he's able to come inside that turn, and off he was to the races.
So first down and 10 from the Greyhound 28. Play action fake. And a completion down to the 10. Shaking a tackle inside the 5 is Blaze Rominger. Rominger down to the 3. A gain of 25 yards. A nice pitch and catch from Adam Deniston down to Rominger. And it's first down and goal at the 3.
Ottumwa playing their own version of tempo football.
Keeper and a flag on the play. I think they're going to say Ottumwa wasn't quite set.
Well, it's also a new rule that it may be offsides because the player entering the field, I think that was Diego Treviso, comes in on the offensive side of the ball, which is technically offsides. We'll see. I've been wrong once already, so I'm sure I'm going to be wrong twice.
2:25 remaining in the quarter. This is a huge defensive opportunity for the Greyhounds, already trailing by 2 touchdowns, and it is, in fact, a legal substitution on the Greyhounds. We'll take it half the distance to the goal, so set it down at the 1.5, and it'll be first down and goal now at the 1.5-yard line.
Coming in before they set causes that.
Here's the give off the right side into the end zone pretty easily as Gage Cole. That's officially a 1-yard touchdown run, and with 2:21 remaining here in the first, it's now Ottumwa 20, and Burlington still yet to get on the scoreboard. So going to try the extra point this time is Jose Yepez Rodriguez Jr., he who connected on the first one. He'll try and hit his second of the night. And whistles and a flag thrown by both the umpire and the side judge. Your officials tonight, your head referee is Kevin Thorpe, joined by umpire Brad White. Your linesman is Todd Ambrosi. Line judge Dan Gravy or Grawley or Graw. We'll just call him Graw. Dan Graw. And your back judge is Mark Murphy. That's a 5-yard walk-off on Ottumwa. So again, a 25-yard extra point on the way for the Bulldogs and Rodriguez. Snap is good, spot is good, and blocked right up the middle. That's Gage Webster, 6'3", the linebacker playing the role of Carlton Martinez Hale tonight, and it keeps it at 20-0, and maybe that's the spark the Greyhounds need.
And the thing is, we're not really playing really bad offense, Scott. It is just that Ottumwa is really executing this offense. Now, my guess is what we saw last week, they just kind of had around and they've been working on this wing T offense. And I know that when you have this blitzing, attacking style defense, it throws you off. We need to kind of settle in and not be in a quick hurry to sell out a gap to try to make something big if your defensive linemen are not getting that penetration. Additionally, sometimes when we're getting too much penetration from the D-line, those traps work, and that hasn't been a part of the offensive game plan that Ottumwa has showed just yet. It's been just great off-tackle running by the Bulldogs.
6 plays, 92 yards. A minute 59 off the clock. Scoring drives of 25, 62, and 92. None of them longer than 2 minutes off the clock, but 20 points on the scoreboard. So Rodriguez will put it on the tee again from the right hash at his own 40 with the approach. The 10-yard run-up, and we're back underway. Rodriguez's kick going to be taken at the 10 by Williams. Williams brings it up the left side, tries to hit the outside corner beyond the hash, and he's brought down by Cameron Jones after a return of about 7 yards. So a nice kick by Rodriguez, and just too slow developing there for Williams, it looked like.
Yeah, we need to get that swagger back that Zach had talked about in terms of when you're wearing the black, you got to have that attitude of, nothing's going to slow us down. And so you've been punched in the mouth here pretty hard, and it's just time for us to rally.
So first down and 10 for the Greyhounds with 2:16 remaining in the first quarter, trying to get something going from their own 17-yard line. Dengler from the pistol once again, gives it to Thompson off the left side, winds his way up the middle of the field, and he's pushing the pile forward to about the 25. And they're going to give him the 26 before he's finally tackled. That's a 9-yard gain, and nice hard running by KT Thompson.
Yeah, Tanner Holman on the tackle for the Bulldogs, but man, we got too many Greyhound linemen just kind of standing around. Great initial surge, but we need to finish the play.
2nd down and 1. Your playbook is open, is it not, Coach Flaherty? And they're going to give it to Thompson again as he takes it off right tackle. He's got yardage now, gets the corner. 35-40, run out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Gain of 17 on the play.
KT with a little extra slip there on the sideline and got a little worried like his right knee might have been injured, but he's recovered now. So, yeah, that's a nice little bounce out outside zone. KT, looks good, a little tentative right now. We need to get his confidence going, but, hey, we're moving the ball.
Call it a gain of 18 up to the 44. Dengler, that play was just bad from the get-go. KT thought it was a play-action fake and went right up against Dengler as Dengler was trying to throw the football to the outside to Jackson Carlson. As he threw it, it hit his arm. It falls incomplete. Fortunately, his 2 white shirts were in the vicinity.
Yeah, very lucky for the Greyhounds. Just got to get our momentum back.
2nd down and 10. Here's Thompson again, hit behind the line of scrimmage, but falls forward for a gain of 1 up to the 45.
Josh Gobin, the junior defensive tackle, just laid the lumber to KT off that left side. KT got stung a little bit here. He's kind of not sure what's happened.
2nd down and 9. 1:17 and counting remaining in the first quarter. Greyhounds trying to extend the drive. 3rd down and 9, I should say, trailing 20-0. Dengler going to scramble and sacked inside the 40 back to the 39. That's a loss of 6.
Yeah, they've got that figured out. They've got it figured out, Scott, that when we're in 3rd and long, they're going to try to move Brock outside the pocket, let him run, put some pressure. And I got to tell you, the defensive coordinator for Ottumwa did a nice job as he sent Gage Cole on the edge, and Tyler Bailey just was not able to get him hooked.
So Gage Webster in to kick it away with about a half minute remaining in the first quarter. Waiting the snap at his own 26. Fielded on 1 hop off his left foot. And it's going to be fair caught at the 33-yard line. Running up to make the fair catch was Dominic Delahoy once again. They're going to spot it at the 32. So call it a kick of 29 yards.
Well, see if we've made any adjustments here on defense as the Bulldogs come out for their 4th series on offense. I've been here before, Scott. You're just trying to find answers. You're talking to your guys in the box, trying to get whatever it is you can get to try to make some early stops.
1st and 10 from the 32, tight formation. Give off the left side to Cole. That's Gage Cole. He's going to be spun down, but there's a flag back at the 30. Probably something having to do with the formation or not. Maybe he's going to pick it up.
No.
Now the other officials notice that the official on the far sideline threw his laundry on the field, so we'll find out what's going on.
Gage Webster on the stop for the Greyhounds coming from behind. It'll be interesting. I didn't see anything on the far side, Scott.
I got to imagine it's some sort of formation issue.
I would think that they wouldn't have enough guys on the line at best.
The official is mic'd up tonight. That is going to be an illegal formation on Ottumwa.
Got to take advantage of this. Got to put them in a throwing situation. Not that that's going to be all that worse. This Trey Schwartz for the Bulldogs, 87. He's about 6'4", 215 pounds, and can run. So that poses some of the matchup problems with us on the corner. I know he plays down as the tight end, but he has the wheels, almost like Noah Fant.
And that's who I was immediately thinking of when you said a tight end with wheels and good size. Well, they started the clock after spotting the football after the 5-yard walk-off, so the clock expires here in quarter number 1. It's been a quarter all Bulldogs thus far, and the Greyhounds have 36 minutes to dig themselves out of a 3-touchdown hole. We put 12 in the books. We got 36 to go. We move on to quarter number 2. It's Ottumwa 20, Burlington nothing. Back in 1 minute on KBUR and KBUR.com. find some answers pretty quickly if they're going to find a way to win their first season opener since 2010. Got a 20-point hole to dig themselves out of if they plan to do that. First down and 15 after the 5-yard penalty for Ottumwa from its own 27-yard line. Deniston under center is going to roll right and throw it on first down, and through the hands of his intended receiver, Colton McKinnon. It falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 15.
Nice job by the Greyhounds on coverage there. Number 22, Trey King Tempest Jr. You know, I mentioned during the break, Scott, that one of the ways you adjust your defense here is you don't stunt. You don't bring too much pressure. You take your time and you let the back action play out. So this is the situation you want to get this team in, is a long situation. Matt Berdar by himself against Trey Swartz.
Trips to the right side, fake throw right, throws back left to Gage Cole, and Cole's got the completion. And he's weaving his way up across the 35 to the 40. Give him the 41, short of the first down, but a gain of 14 yards on 2nd and long. It'll bring up 3rd and short, 4 yards to go for a first down.
Yeah, nice design play. Just put your big receiver on the far side of the field and let that play develop, and then go ahead and throw that screen.
3rd down and 2, ball resting just outside the 40-yard line, just underway, second quarter. Ottumwa 20, Burlington nothing. Here's a give to the second man through, and that's the tailback. Key Glosser is hit behind the line of scrimmage and pulled down by his right sleeve for a loss of 1, and it'll be 4th and 3, and perhaps the first time Ottumwa will have to punt tonight.
Boy, wouldn't that be nice? But they've run the ball so well, and you got a 20-point lead. You know, you're kind of control your own destiny right here. And if you're trying to build confidence in your program, you say, let's go. Now, if they're going to go, they're going to reset the punt.
Here comes the punt team. They let the play clock run down to the 15 seconds before they brought on the punt team. Now Burlington's got to respond, and they're going to get called unless there's a timeout for too many men on the field. And finally, Zach Shea will take that timeout. Well, that was a nice play, you could say, for Ottumwa, and that they waited to force Burlington's hand, and then by that time, Burlington didn't have enough time to get personnel changed, and then Ottumwa had the presence of mind. The punter was barking out signals to try and get the quick snap, forcing Burlington to take a timeout.
Yeah, so, you know, that's been done a lot. I know Iowa likes to do that as well, try to force the hand of the defense, so that's a nice job by the Bulldogs. And, you know, really not a bad place to call a timeout, because you don't want to have something happen where it gives them a first down. You've had a nice defensive stand here, so now you know, we've said this year in and year out, catch the ball in the air here and give yourself some good field position as you get a chance to maybe turn this momentum around. Back deep for the Greyhounds will be Bryant Williams, number 25, and number 22, Trey King Tempest Jr. We're going to have to come up. I mean,
well, he just goes by Trey King, right?
I have not had the opportunity.
TKTJ.
You know, like we did with CMH.
That's right. Adam Deniston, your punter for Ottumwa, gets it off. Nice kick off the side of his foot. Got it to turn over, and it's going to hit it about the 29-yard line of the grounds. They're actually going to spot it at the 30 on the near sideline. So a punt of 31 yards. And Burlington will take over first down and 10 from its own 30 with 10:36 remaining in the first half.
Well, we've certainly given ourselves a chance with very good field position to start this drive, and our offense has not been horribly bad. It's just trying to get those connections off those swing routes and the wheel routes, and if we can do that, then I think we're going to be able to put some pressure on the defense.
First down and 10, Greyhounds from their own 30. Two wideouts to either side. Now Williams comes in motion, right to left, or left to right, I should say. It will be a forward pass, a shovel pass to the streaking Williams, but he got tentative going around the right side. And this is not a side of Bryant Williams I've seen. Usually he hits holes pretty hard, but that time he was very tentative, a loss of 1.
Well, it still is jet sweep, and you still have one man to beat, and I think now that he's coming in to kind of maybe being the guy running the ball, he's got to be able to stick his foot in the ground and make a move.
Pair of wideouts either side. Once again, KT Thompson just to the left of Dengler. Dengler going to throw. Has a man across the middle. Hits him at the 40. Across the 45. That's Ryan Bowman. Bowman works his way up to the 46. That's a first down for the Greyhounds. And a 17-yard pitch and catch.
And those guys have been doing it together for a long time. Third, fourth grade tackle football, Brock. And I tell you, Ryan Bowman may have the best set of hands that Burlington has had in a long time.
Zach Shea said he could catch a cold in the desert. First down and 10 from the Greyhound 46. Dangler going to throw again. This time swings it out to Williams. Williams has running room inside the 40, down to the 35, pulled down from behind at the 33. A gain of 21 yards.
I love this play concept by Coach Joe Bowman, the offensive coordinator for the Greyhounds. Just a little rubber out underneath on the linebackers was Ryan, and Bryant gets himself a chance to get open. So good pitch and catch for the Greyhounds as they go 1st and 10.
1st and 10 from the 32. Give to KT off the right side. That's KT Thompson. We call him KT because it's actually Krathopis Thompson. And I can't pronounce that every time he touches the football.
No, I'm not even going to attempt that. So I've known him since 8th grade, and I've stuck with KT.
KT with a gain of 1 to the 31. 2nd down and 9. Dangler again as they go no huddle. Swings it out left side. He's got his man again. That's going to be Williams again. Turns it upfield inside the 25, maybe the 24, depending on the spot. Close to another first down for the Greyhounds.
I think this is their wheelhouse, Scott. I think this little, it's really kind of reminiscent of a West Coast offense. Just kind of little 5-yard outs, hitches, a couple drags. This is kind of where they feel comfortable.
3rd and 2 from the 24. Dangler now goes mid-range, and he had a man who was hit just before the ball got there, but no call. That's Bowman, who was taken to the turf. Incomplete. It'll be 4th and 2, and I got to believe Burlington goes for it right here.
Truly a bang-bang play. Matt Grave with the hit simultaneous as the ball got to Ryan, so that's a tough ball to catch.
So 4th down and 2 from the 24. Swing past the Thompson. He's got it. 25-20, gets a block at the 15, turns it upfield, 10, 5, bowls over a defender into the end zone. Touchdown, Greyhounds!
2 great things right there, Scott. I'll give it 3. That was a great pass by Brock. Even better by Ryan Bowman as he saw the defender coming after KT. Turns, gets his hands inside, gets a great block, and then KT with a punishing shoulder pad, knee pad for the score. Great. Man, what a great confidence builder.
24 yards on the touchdown pass from Dangler to Thompson. Brock to try the extra point. Snap is good, spot is good, kick is also good. So with 8:42 remaining in quarter number 2, Greyhounds have cut it to 13. It's Ottumwa 20, Burlington 7. Back in 1 minute on KBUR and KBUR.com.
Back to receive for Ottumwa.
Belly series, down series, buck series with play action, guards running everywhere. It really shocks your world because you have 2 different ways to attack it, and you can't just slant and dive into a gap against it. And I think Zach Shea and his defensive staff have done a nice job of kind of pulling back and reading what's going on. And that gives our offense a little bit of momentum going in. So I think now we're ready to have a game.
Dangler a little pooch kick taken at the 26-yard line by one of the upbacks, and that's going to be Mitchell Wood, just trying to push his way forward. Gets up to the 35, so a 9-yard return on the kick of Brock Dangler.
Scott, why I love the era of, kind of in-your-face intensity. One of the things I'm starting to see at the end of the play is a little bit of chippiness, a little bit of mouthing, and I think, again, we need to be a little bit careful, not allow ourselves to get in a situation where we've got flags thrown just because we're doing some things extra at the end of the play. Split end left in this double wing formation.
1st and 10 from the 35, attempted counter to Colton McKinnon, but he's hit in the backfield and dropped. I believe that's Gage Webster once again getting penetration and dropping the ball carrier. behind the line of scrimmage, a loss of 1 to the 34.
And again, your linebackers are staying home, so they're not being caught in the wash. And now with those guys that have to stay on a block a little longer, Webster just clearly better than the left tackle over there, able to make the play.
2nd down and 11 from the 34-yard line. McKinnon under center. Play action fake, little dump pass just across the 35, and driven down is Gage Cole, and I'm scared for his knee right there. He's up, he's okay. He grabbed for it initially, but he was brought down very awkwardly like he was kneeling and then torn backward. That's a gain of 3, and fortunate for Gage Cole, he didn't get hurt.
Man, Tyler Hartman, it's good to see. You feel a little bit of that energy, don't you, Scott? There's a little bit more of some energy running in. Tyler coming in from that middle linebacker spot to help with the tackle.
7:53 left in the first half. The Grounds have cut it to 20-7 and have a chance to force another change of possession. 3rd down and 8 from the Ottumwa 37. McKinnon barking out the signals, or Denniston, I should say. Denniston rolling left, throws, has a man just into Burlington territory. Nice catch by Key Glosser, who went up to get it to the Burlington 48. That's going to be a gain of 15 yards.
Great play all around. DJ Pugh's right there on the tackle. That's just a great catch off of a great throw. That to me is the first time we've had like a true win since last series when we scored. So this is what we talked about, Scott. This is the entertaining part of the game that we said was going to happen.
1st and 10 from the Greyhound 48-yard line. Give to the first man through in the tight formation. I'm going to guess that's Gage Cole, but I'll tell you for sure in just a second, as they got to the line of scrimmage quickly before I could finish recording my stats, and it was Gage Cole. He pushes the pile to the 41 for a gain of 7.
And all I can say is that the only Greyhound not on the tackle there was Gage Webster. It's just the pile coming in. The beauty of the wing tee, this is just kind of where it grounds and pounds, so you got to be patient, wait for your chance to
make happen. 7 minutes remaining here in quarter number 2.
Tackle.
Left tackle jump, that's number 59, Tyler Clubb, who's going to get caught for the illegal procedure.
Tyler, just be thankful it doesn't go over the microphone on the field. Okay? You've been playing hard, but you got caught on that one. So, a nice change of events for the Greyhounds here. Let's see if we can capitalize. Isaac Wixom now in for Tyler Bailey at the nose tackle on defense.
2nd down now and 8 yards to go. Ball resting at the Greyhound 46. Give to the first man through. That's Gage Cole again. And Cole again falls down awkwardly, but gets right back up, and he gets those 5 yards back. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Dontarius Bowen on the tackle, knifing in from the outside linebacker spot. Scott, misdirection is big in this wing T offense, so if you get some motion, you got to be disciplined and stay home. You got to be ready for that quick counter coming back or bootleg.
So 3rd down and short. Grounds again with a chance to get off the field defensively and get the ball back into the hands of the offense. Denniston under center, squats down. He's going to roll right. Has a man, if he can hit him, he does at the 35, and falling down immediately is Blaze Rominger. Rominger with yardage to the 34. A 7-yard pickup on 3rd and 3, and they'll move the chains.
Again, nice pitch and catch. Trey King, just kind of new. I wonder what it's like, your first start as a junior down in a field like this in a game like this. You definitely don't want to get taken deep, so that cushion was probably the best thing he could have done.
2 3rd down conversions for Ottumwa on this drive. Now a pitch around the left side to Glosser, and Glosser's hit again behind the line of scrimmage and driven backward by Webster, and they're going to say that he's driven all the way back to the 43-yard line. I thought forward progress would get him up to the 40, but the far side official is going to say the 43. That's a loss of 9 yards.
Great job by Gage chasing it down. Matt Bradar on the assistant. Matt over on the Ottumwa sideline talking a little bit. I'm not sure who specifically he might be looking at, but his head's over there quite a bit.
You've heard me say it before. You're down by 13. You keep your mouth shut until there are no zeros or all zeros remaining after 4 quarters.
Yep, I agree.
And you're ahead by 1.
But I do love his intensity.
2nd and 19 from the ground. 43
reverse,
pitch. Now reverse. Now a flea flicker to Denniston. Denniston trying to find somebody downfield, finally goes to a man in the middle, and there's going to be a pass interference call. The play is complete to Trey Swartz, so give him yardage to the 35, and then there's going to be a pass interference tacked on top of that.
Dontarius Bowens. So frustrating. Great job of coverage downfield. Those guys were connected up the entire way. I'm not sure how you can make a call like that. I understand that he was in contact, but it was the offensive receiver who actually initiated the contact.
So the 15-yard penalty will take it down to the 20-yard line. So give him the catch plus 15.
Scott, you know I don't normally get too upset.
Well, you started pounding the table,
when
man.
I see stuff like that, again, I understand the call, and it can kind of be the right call because it's contact before the catch, but it was really the receiver who caused the contact.
1st and 10 at the Greyhound 20. Greyhounds have to bow up on defense, and here's the give to Cole right up the middle. And Cole's going to get 3 down to the 17-yard line before he stood up and dropped. It'll be 2nd and 7, but potentially in field goal range for either Rodriguez, I guess, or McKinnon.
Great job by the guys up front. Who is that up in there? You got Isaac up in there. You got Alex Zoo, Jacob Peterson, I think. And then, Nash Garlow over there on the other side. So nice job allowing the linebackers to run free and plug up the holes.
2nd down 7 from the Greyhounds 17. 4.5 minutes remaining before half. Greyhounds trail 20-7. Here's a give on a counter and a fumble. And it's going to be fallen on by Glosser, who fumbled it initially, never had a clean grab from the handoff from Denniston. Isaac Wixom had a chance to fall on it. All he did was unfortunately push it back farther, so it's a substantial loss for Ottumwa back to the 27-yard line, but a chance for the Greyhounds to get the ball right there.
Isaac really right there, right on the spot. Great penetration. And this is why when you practice turnovers, you get into the cradle fetal position so the ball doesn't bounce out. Love the effort. Just a great job by the Bulldogs to jump back off on the ball.
So Glosser, last year's leading rusher for Ottumwa, has 3 carries this quarter for a minus 20 yards. 3rd down and 17 from the 27, and now flags before the play.
It's got to be that right tackle, number 58 for the Bulldogs.
Dead ball foul, illegal procedure on Ottumwa.
There is no 58 listed for the Ottumwa Bulldogs. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would love to tell you who he is, but he will remain nameless.
He who is not listed.
Long and third and long.
3rd down, 22 to go from the Greyhound 32. Ottumwa had worked it down to the 17 before a fumbled handoff and a penalty. Shotgun formation for Denniston and the Bulldogs. Denniston back to throw, going to loft it deep down the right side. Good coverage on the near side by Trey King, and it's going to fall incomplete, intended for Key Glosser. But the incompletion will bring up 4th down and 22, and we'll see what the Bulldogs do.
See, that to me, Scott, is when I would be calling pass interference on the offense. Number 4, Glosser with a little bit of push on King. Anyway.
That's why you're not wearing the stripes. That's why you were on the sidelines, man.
And I would say the same thing. But what a great stand by the Greyhounds. Did
you honestly look at an official and say, man, if I was you, I would have called that the other way?
I said,
excuse me,
many times I would go, are you absolutely sure?
Well, it's better than what I'd say. Are you kidding me?
I'm sure I had some of that in there, too.
4th and 22. Denniston going to throw it on 4th and long, and he's got a man, but well short of the 1st down. Dropped pass anyway. Nice coverage by the Greyhounds as that pass was intended for Drake Handling, and the Greyhounds will take over on downs at their own 32.
Our first sighting of the X out. Matt Bradar on the great breakup. Came out, X not in my area. Good job, Matt. No, I love him. He does a great job, works hard. So good. Great knockdown. Got a chance to put some points on the board before we go to half.
Big drive for the Greyhounds right here. 3 minutes, 14 seconds to try and put points on the board. The Greyhounds, don't forget, get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. So they put up points here. They can go back-to-back, a la your New England Patriots.
No need to rush. 3.5 minutes with 2 timeouts is an eternity from this point on the field.
2 timeouts left for the Greyhounds. Remember, they had to take one on defense. Dangler in the shotgun, 2 wide receivers either side. He's got a man in the middle.
Yes,
the man was the umpire, but coming in behind the umpire was Ryan Bowman to make the sliding catch at the 42.
Coaches are His coach is on the sideline pressing for a hurry up, but he's got to know that the change will stop. Coach Shea wants them in their formation as soon as the chains are set to start. Ball in the 44, 43 of the Greyhounds. Dangler on the snap.
Throws it left side. He's got a man at midfield. That's Bryant Williams, who's going to be tossed out of bounds at about the 45, and another Greyhound first down.
Scott, I really like the way they run this 2-minute offense. They do this every day. They get their first 88 in, as they call it.
Whistles before the Greyhounds can make their third snap of the drive.
Got to remember it's first game for the chain crew as well. A little slow on getting in.
First and 10 now from the Bulldog 45. 2:50 remaining in the half. There's a pass right side. He's got Bowman at the 40. He's going to be spun down at the 41 as they actually pushed him back a yard. That's a gain of 4 on a nice pitch and catch.
Coach Shea does not want to use the timeout yet. He wants to save the 2, pressing the offense to get set.
2nd and 6 at the 41. Greyhounds on the move. 2.5 minutes remaining. Swing pass. KT Thompson probably better. That pass was dropped because he was dropped at midfield. It would have been a 10-yard loss, but instead the incompletion gives it to the Greyhounds. It'll be 3rd and 6 at the 41, and it stops the clock.
Trey Schwartz with a monster hit on KT. Gets up. He has to come out for a play because his helmet did come off.
So Trey Young in the backfield to the left of Brock Dengler. Dengler back to pass. Throws left side. Had Williams, went through Williams' hands because I think he heard coming up from behind number 5, Joshua Johnson, ready to pretty much separate him from football.
Yeah, you know what? And I think Brock, since he likes those guys so much, he missed an opportunity to find Blake Myers on the inside slot coming in on a little curl.
Greyhounds line up like they're going to go for it on 4th and 6. The offense still on the field, so 2 wide receivers left, 2 wide. Now they're going to switch out. Here comes the punt team. Slow to react is Ottumwa, but they keep their defensive unit on for the punt return team, and here comes Gage Webster. So he'll kick it from his own 41.
Interesting play clock have some issues too. Well, give him time to think about it. Coach Shea calls the timeout as the play clock was expiring, and so
that should have been on the incompletion. Should have been a 25-second time. That is one change we haven't been able to talk about because of the quick action. There is a 40-second play clock a la the NFL, a la college football, in that on plays where they finish in bounds, the 40-second play clock is started immediately. On a play like this where it's an incomplete pass, it starts a 25-second play clock on the officials ready for play.
And that's something that all teams are going to have to get used to in practice because you don't, especially teams that huddle, because if you're in a situation like that, your time of getting in and out of the huddle changes.
So the Greyhounds are going to go ahead and take that second time out and stick with their punt team. So Gage Webster in to try his 4th punt of the night. Line of scrimmage is the 41. Trips to the left side in this formation. 3 to the right of the center and then 3 up men. Bounce snap to Webster and has it blocked. And it's going to be picked up at the 42 and taken to the house by number 68, Tyler Thompson for Ottumwa. Actually 58. That's going to be Tyler Chubb, but there is no 58. So he who will not be named, a 42-yard punt return off the block.
Yeah, just not a very good snap by the Greyhounds. Hit the ground. That makes Gage kind of fresh meat for the punt return team, and they were able to get in and get their hands on the ball and scoop and score. So not what you wanted to have happen here as the half gets ready to close out.
And the life kind of sucked out of the stadium.
Didn't you? Yeah.
Greyhounds had a lot of momentum. Drive stalls. You're going to kick it away and pin Ottumwa with less than 2 minutes remaining in the half. And instead, a 42-yard touchdown return of a blocked punt. And the extra point makes it 27-7. 2:11 remaining in the half. Back in 1 minute on KBUR and KBUR.com. special class of the Bracewell Wall of Honor, featuring Mitch King and the families of Tony Baker, back here at Bracewell Stadium, where Ottumwa has kicked the ball back to Burlington. And a nice return of 17 yards by Marshawn Bolden, getting his first chance to see the field tonight. So from the 17 to the 34, that's a 17-yard return, and that's where the Greyhounds start this drive, first down and 10.
Bulldogs call a timeout. Trying to adjust their defense, short on personnel.
And that's the first time out of the half for Ottumwa. So Burlington with 1 over the final 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Ottumwa with 2. Some things to talk about as we keep it here during the timeout. Don't forget tomorrow, right here on KBUR and KBUR.com, Iowa Hawkeye football. Season opener for the Iowa
College
Hawkeyes
football takes off
as they take on the Miami of Ohio Redhawks. Kickoff at 6:30. Pre-game show begins at 4:30 with Gary Dolphin and the boys.
Iowa State playing UNI. I know it's a sub game for you, Scott, in your mind, but
they
there
are
are
on
some
our
Cyclo fans and some
they're on
Panther
the
fans.
Sister station, 1360 KBKB.
What a great weekend to start. Great weather here in southeast Iowa. Great time. Greyhounds still have a shot to come back. They really do. They just got to kind of get some things fixed, not shoot themselves in the foot. Stay composed, stay positive.
First down and 10 from their own 34. The Greyhounds, Brock Dengler gets a snap, rolls right, pressured. Going to throw and almost picked off. Intended for, those numbers are hard to read when it becomes nighttime.
That was Ryan Bowman. Again, Bowman, sorry. Ryan Bowman, who is the attendant receiver.
No, I think that was Bryant Williams as he comes back to the huddle.
So
Bowman was already back to the line of scrimmage. But nice coverage on the play regardless by Dominic Delahoy. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. Dengler to throw again. Throws right side. Double covered on the far side. I think that one was Bowman and knocked away by the combination of number 82, Matt Grave, and number 15, the aforementioned Delahoy.
if there's a knock on Brock's game right now, it's the fact that he knows that he has certain receivers he can rely on, and he's forcing the ball just a little bit. Blake Myers has been open in the slot a couple times, and that's just learning the game. I don't think it's something that's going to last forever.
And that's a long throw from the near hash to the far side. Here's a give on 3rd and 10, and hit behind the line of scrimmage and dropped is Trey King for a loss of 2 back to the 32.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Jesus Jaime just went right through Julius Harris, a sophomore, like he was butter, and just made a tremendous stop. Not the 3-and-out that you wanted to have as you're trying to kill the quarter and get into the half.
So 4th and 12 from the 32-yard line. Webster in to try it again with the big left foot. Back deep is Delahoy for Ottumwa, leading 27-7 as the clock runs down to a minute 15. It looks like Burlington with the play clock run all the way down. They'll snap it with about 1:05.
They must be keeping the play clock on the
It's on the field. And now Zach Shea is going to take his 3rd and final timeout of the half. And I've noticed tonight there's a glitch or something on the play clock or on the main game clock where it'll go like 110, then up to 116, 112, 111, 19.
First game for everybody. First game for officials.
I don't think that's the operator, though. That's just...
I think it's the
actual
hardware.
Software.
Okay, just want to let you know, Scott, as we are
hardware doesn't
covering
make
the
mistakes.
game, that even the Cyclone fans are appreciative of us. Thank you, Kevin Mueller.
They're appreciative of you. I don't talk that team. I know they're on our sister station, but I only talk about them one weekend a year.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about them any more than I have to.
Okay.
Come on, John. You know me better than that. Just I don't talk about that green and gold team up north, and I don't talk about that blue team in baseball that resides in my favorite NFL town. So,
but you will talk about the Red Sox.
I will not. So Webster going to kick it away again on 4th and 12. Knuckleball going to hit at about the 42 of Ottumwa. Take a Greyhound roll inside the 35 down to about the 33, and now a flag.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened between Josh Johnson and Jacob Van Bertlo here on this left hash as the punt was going on. I was watching DJ Pugh hoping that it might have hit the return guy. So we'll see what the action is.
36-yard punt for Webster, and now an illegal block in the back going to be called on Ottumwa.
Jake looked like something had happened, like he had kind of, did a little somersault rollover, kind of wobble, and I was trying to figure out what had happened, but apparently Joshua Johnson hit him from behind. What we needed, push them back a little farther, make it a little bit tougher for him to get down the field with 53 seconds to go.
So 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. We'll see if Ottumwa decides to go to the locker room up 20, or maybe try and push the issue and work it downfield and try and get some points on the board. They do have 2 timeouts remaining. You could afford to be aggressive unless you're conservative in nature or feel like if you make a mistake, you give Burlington a short field and momentum going into the locker room if they can put points on the board.
Well, you have all of the momentum right now, and your offensive line is doing a great job of moving people and finding gaps. So your conservatism is really just playing power football.
Deniston with the handoff off the right side. That's going to be the tailback, Kai Glosser. We'll call him Kai because that's what Bob Engberg called him. I've been calling him Key. We'll call him Kai from here on out, K-I-E.
Well, I mean, you'll cover all the bases if between you and Bob you get it that way. But anyway, nice stop by the Greyhounds. I think this situation where there's probably going to just be one more play on the clock, and everybody will go in for half and make their adjustments.
And believe it or not, the first positive carry for Glosser here in the second quarter. And it looks like the play clock is stalled on 0. They got to be keeping it on the field.
They're at 7 right here and counting down.
Then the north side play clock is at 0. And right there, the game clock went from 15 to 9, now stopped at 8.
This new technology, Scott.
I liked it better when they did the regular scoreboard,
when
the big tall one like they had back in the day.
Just the big hourglass as the sands drop out. So, lots to talk about at half.
Remember the big hand timers they used to have? It was like a clock.
Yeah, it's big time. I remember it was when my first year here in 90, when I saw that scoreboard.
I love that scoreboard.
I really wanted it.
Silver, imposing.
Yeah, when they moved it and put in the new one, I was like, I wonder where that went to. And I thought it was on Highway 34 moving out into, when you're heading out to Monmouth. So I was like, I asked my wife if I could buy it. I asked if I could buy it. She said no.
You never found it?
No. Well, I found it. I don't know if it was the exact one, but
I love that scoreboard.
It was a great one.
It's awesome. Victory formation to close out the half. Officially a 2-yard loss for the quarterback, Adam Deniston, and that'll do it for the first half. And it's been, relatively speaking, all Ottumwa. Ottumwa scored the first 2 times it had the football, scored a 3rd time to close out the first quarter, let Burlington cut it to 20-7 early in the second quarter, and then took advantage of a bad snap on a punt. 3 Ottumwa Bulldogs converged on Gage Webster, knocked the ball down, and it was picked up by the nameless number 58, who took it 42 yards into the end zone, and that's how we got to Ottumwa 27 and Burlington 7 here at the end of half number 1. We are at halftime. We've put 24 in the books. We've got 24 to go. We've got some thoughts coming up in just a few minutes. We're going to send it back to the studio for 2 minutes. When we come back,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The year was 1970. Apollo 13 safely returned to Earth. The Beatles broke up, and a new band from London was formed. Tonight, the Marching Greyhounds present a Queen Extravaganza. Selections being performed tonight include Bohemian Rhapsody and We Are the Champions. The band is stretching on the field by drum major Nicole Williams. Nicole, is the band ready? Band, take the field. Your marching Greyhounds. This evening is a special occasion. Not only is the opening game of the Burlington Greyhound 2019 season, but also the introduction of the first three individuals whose names appear on the newly established Bracewell Stadium Wall of Honor. First, let me take you back to 2011, when 12 individuals met with a common goal: to bring Bracewell Stadium back to a place everyone could enjoy and be proud of. This group of individuals adopted the name of the Purple and Gray Foundation. They set the timelines of upgrades and reconstruction into three phases. First, construct a state-of-the-art press box, including a conveniently located concession stand, restroom facilities, and a parking area. Second, totally refurbish the football field, lighting and landscaping to be used, not only for football, but for soccer, outdoor music events, and other high school activities as appropriate. Third, construct a new locker room and shower facility. All three phases have been completed. Needless to say, this was an expensive endeavor, but through generous financial assistance to the Burlington High School alumni, businesses, and the school district and friends, the money came in to pay for this dream. It is somewhat ironic that the first sporting contest held on this field in 1919, and now, exactly 100 years later, we have completed this extensive project. But the members of the Purple and Gray Foundation said there is something missing. There needs to be a way of recognizing and honoring football, track, soccer, and trivia athletes and coaches who have made exceptional contributions to their respective sport while competing here at Bracewell. The P&G group set up specific selection parameters for identifying these individuals and honor them by placing their names on the Bracewell Stadium Hall of Honor. At this time, I'm proud to announce the first three names to be inscribed on the Wall of Honor. Coach Harold Tackleson. Harold, more commonly known as Tack, is no stranger to the people of Burlington. For a long time, he had the most wins of all football coaches in the state of Iowa. Born in 1906, he passed away at the age of 73. He grew up in Milton, Iowa. He attended Iowa Wesleyan University, where he was a standout in football, basketball, and track. His 4x100 relay team set a record time at the Drake Relays. He was also excelled in baseball, had a chance to go professional, but declined due in large part to family considerations and a desire to start a coaching career. Pat coached for 33 years at BHS prior to retiring in 1970. His overall career record was 287 wins with only 117 losses and 10 ties. He coached BHS to state district titles in 1948, 1951, and 1959. Tack is a member of the Iowa Football Coaches Hall of Fame, Iowa Wesleyan Athletic Hall of Fame, and now, today, the Bracewell Wall of Honor. Representing Tack is his son, Scott Tackleson, and family. Congratulations to Coach Harold Tackleson. Vernon Anthony Baker, better known as Tony Baker. The late Tony Baker was one of the greatest football running backs to play at Bracewell Stadium. He was an all-state and all-conference selection. He had a single-season rushing record that was over 1,400 yards, a record that lasted for 56 years. Tony was recruited by a number of Division I university schools. He made Iowa State his choice. In the 2 years he was a running back for the Cyclones, he had 757 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns. After his college career in 1967, he played semi-pro ball for the Des Moines Warriors. In 1968, Tony signed a contract to play for the New Orleans Saints. During that season, he scored 4 touchdowns and was selected to play in the NFL Pro Bowl. In 1969, he led the NFL with a rushing record of 4.8 yards per carry. He was nicknamed Touchdown Tony. In 1971, he went to the Philadelphia Eagles, then later the LA Rams. He scored 12 touchdowns in 2 seasons. Tony finished his career with the San Diego Chargers. The record books show that Tony was one of the top running backs from Iowa State to play in the pros. He played a total of 86 games with 2,087 rushing yards with 15 touchdowns during his NFL career. Tony is represented by his sons. Let's congratulate Tony Baker. Mitch King is tonight's final selection of the Bracewell Wall of Honor. Mitch King is a native of Burlington, graduating from Burlington Community High School in 2004. While attending Burlington High School, Mitch lettered in football, swimming, track, and baseball. As a junior, he was selected to the second team All-Conference in football. As a senior, Mitch really excelled in football and was first team All-Conference, first team All-State, and named to the Super Prep All-Region team. His All-Conference was on both sides of the ball as linebacker and as running back. He then received a full-ride scholarship to compete for the University of Iowa. As a Hawkeye, Mitch was a 4-year starter and letter winner and was named first-team freshman All-American. In 2007, Mitch's junior year, he was named to first-team All-Big Ten. 2008 marked a big year for Mitch as he received first-team All-American honors, Big Ten Defensive Lineman of the Year, and unanimous first Big Ten All-Team. Mitch was also the Hawkeye team's captain and the MVP in 2008. He was named the first-team All-American by ESPN, second-team All-American by Walter Camp Football Foundation, and third-team All-American by Rivals.com. He was later selected and played in the 2009 Senior Bowl. Along with a college degree, he left Iowa as the 60th player to have 238 career tackles with 123 solo tackles and 105 assisted tackles. As a defensive lineman, Mitch ranks 41st in career tackles for the University of Iowa, something that Mitch is still very proud of to this day. He's also a member of the Leadership Council for the football program. After college, Mitch competed as a defensive lineman for several top NFL teams. He entered the NFL with the Tennessee Titans. He was then traded to the Indianapolis Colts, where he played with future Hall of Famer Peyton Manning. He played 2 seasons with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints, and ended his NFL career with the Houston Texans in 2012. After wrapping up his playing career, Mitch was eager to pass along his knowledge and passion for the game of football, as well as to give back to the community that shaped him. Many people in the area are familiar with Mitch and his Extra Heartbeat Foundation and Football Academy. This foundation provided many training camps, bringing back the old Hawkeye and NFL teammates to teach the youth of Southeast Iowa not only the fundamentals for the game, but the life lessons of football and athletics can instill in you. This foundation also has given over $80,000 to area athletes through its scholarship program and other giving. Mitch is so honored to be one of the first 3 recognized and voted into the Bracewell Wall of Honor. He believes that this is a key driver to excite and motivate the youth of our community to continue to make athletics a part of their everyday, as he knows it can excel an individual on and off the field. Mitch, his wife Liz, and his son Monroe are here to accept this induction. Please welcome Mitch King in the Bracewell Wall of Honor. Harold Tackleton, Tony Baker, and Mitch King make for an elite group. Please give Mitch and Coach Tackleton, Tony Baker's representatives, a big Burlington Greyhound round of applause. Congratulations to each of you for the Bracewell Stadium Wall of Honor. www.anywhereburl.com. BHS Boosters online store now available at www.anywhereburl.com. Here are the first half statistics for Ottumwa: 21 rushes for 93 yards, 11 pass attempts, 7 completions, 1 interceptions for 118 yards passing. Total Ottumwa first half offense, 211 yards.
Causing some really big gains, and now it's just applying those gains in the field of competition.
Ready to get back underway here as we start quarter number 3. Rodriguez has it on the tee. He'll be kicking from left to right. That's north to south here at Bracewell Stadium. A beautiful night for football. Thanks for checking in. The Greyhounds got a rally. They start the second half down 27-7 from the 12-yard line. coming up the near hash. That's Marshawn Bolton. He's got a seam. 30, still on his feet to the 35. And Marshawn Bolton with a return of 23 yards. And I would guess as he gets up a little gimpy, something in his ankle might have popped a little bit.
Well, I think it's a situation where as he reached out, I think they might have a little bit of a stretch. But you got to realize that Marshawn has not played football since 8th grade as well. So he's coming back for his senior year. Been a member of the track team, so he's got some good speed.
And baseball.
That's right. I forgot about it.
Dude's a trip. I'm going to tell you that. Dude's a trip. I wouldn't have my team any other way. I love that kid. Dingler from the shotgun gives it to Thompson off the left side, and KT's got 7 across the 40. Give him 8 to the 43. It's going to be 2nd and 2.
That's a great start, Tyler Bailey. And who is that over there? Nash Garlow on the left side with a lead block by Tyler Hartman. Just straight ahead, pound on some guys and see how they respond. Good start.
6 carries, 64 yards now for KT. Not a lot of running of the football tonight. That happens when you fall behind early. 2nd down and 2. Dangler once again turns and hands it to KT, and KT right up the gut. He's got the first down. Not much more. They're going to give him the 46, maybe even the 47. We'll see where they spot it, but it's going to be a first down for the Greyhounds.
Very good start. Got a good first down, 2 good carries. Give yourself now as you bring in Bryant Williams, maybe get out in space a little bit. You know, it's been a while since KT's been involved in some competition, so he's got to get his legs underneath him as well.
Short side of the field is the left side. Wide side to the right. Here's a give to Williams. Williams out the left side, still on his feet, moving forward, low to the ground. And he's into Ottumwa territory to the 46. That's going to be a gain of 8.
Primarily running over Nash and Tyler. Of course, it's a good job with Isaac Wixom in there. Isaac really a tackle, kind of brought into service because of the injury to Travis Thompson. So nice job by those guys there.
Give him a gain of 7 to the 47. So 2nd down and 3. Dengler once again hands off to Williams, and this time he's hit basically the line of scrimmage. Was able to get 3 feet out of it, so make it 3rd down and 2 upcoming for the Greyhounds.
So now, you know, if you're following the protocol, this is usually where they swing the ball out or pitch it out wide to KT or have him on a little bit more of a stretch zone instead of all this inside power. So we see if the Greyhounds make a change.
A lot of time left, but you got to get something on this drive. Once again, Thompson right up the gut, following the big uglies from tackle to tackle. And he's got a first down to the Ottumwa 42. That's a gain of 4.
You know, just continue to pound on this and kind of take the wind out of Ottumwa's sails. Can give you a chance. You know, it'd be great if we could pop one off really big here, get something of 20, 30 yards.
Just underway, second half. Greyhounds trail 27-7, but get the ball to start the half and on the move. They've taken it from their own 35 now to the Bulldog 42 rather. This will be play number 6 of the drive. Here's second carry of the game, but first carry of the half for Trey King. No gain as he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backward. We'll see where they put it because the near side official has the 42. Far side has the 43. The near side wins out, no gain.
Yeah, just a great job by that nose tackle of Ottumwa. Just able to get in there and plug the gap. Can't read the number for sure.
So 2nd down and 10. Dengler again in the pistol with Fort to his left and Young to his right. Has a man, it's Ford out of the backfield. Mason Ford inside the 40, 35. Lowers his shoulder, driven out of bounds at the 32, close to a first down. We'll see if they give him the first down on the first throw of the second half.
Brock did a really nice job there as the defensive end, Mitchell Wood, coming vertical on that pressure, and then he steps underneath it to get the pass off to Ford for the first down. Nice drive, Scott, as we come out of the gate here.
Third first down of the drive, takes it down to the 32, 10-yard completion. And the Greyhounds on the move, got to put points on the board, can't say it enough. 2 wideouts to the right, that's the short side, 2 wideouts to the left. KT Thompson, a yard behind Dengler to his left. They give it to Thompson. Takes it right side inside the 25. Still on his feet. 20, 15, and driven out of bounds. But another Greyhound first down.
Great acceleration. That's just a lead kick out. That's really just a wide trap. But you're letting your fullback at that point. That's, let's see who was in there. That was Mason Ford on the kick out there. And just KT finding the hole and putting on some accelerators. Last year, Scott, we talked about maybe he was a little tentative going in the hole. I don't think you see that now.
Zach Shea described him as a grown man, and he is. The senior ball carrier. Dangler into the end zone on first and 10.
sir.
Touchdown, Greyhounds. Can't tell who it is. Could be Jackson Carlson.
Blake Myers.
Could be Blake Myers. Is it 13? You going with 13 over there?
And it was the thing that we were talking about. Ryan Bowman running underneath, drew the coverage because that's been his favorite guy. Blake's out by himself.
You've been corrected. Bob Engberg said Jackson Carlson, so I'll go with it.
I'm gonna go the other way.
I'm putting Carlson because that's what he said.
All right, I trust Bob.
Dangler to try the extra point. Snap good, spot good, kick. Is it good? Yes, it is. 8:49 remaining in the third quarter. Greyhounds score on the opening possession of the third quarter of the second half, and they cut the lead to 27-14 back in 30 seconds on KBUR and KBUR.com.
We previously gave you Ottumwa stats. Here are the Greyhound first half statistics. The Greyhounds had 9 rushes for 46 yards, 22 pass attempts, 12 completions, and no interceptions for 1 interception for 113 yards passing. Total Greyhound offense in the first half, 159 yards. Correction, there were no interceptions for the Greyhounds in the first half.
I tell you, it's gonna be early. You got to get a stop on first down. You got to put the Bulldogs in some dilemma in their passing game because I'm not sure they got a big trust in that.
Brock Dangler with the approach, and he boots it away. Again, a little pooch kick going to be taken by the upback at the 26. That upback is the same upback it was before, and he's got yardage up across the 35
That's
to about
Mitchell
the 37.
Wood.
Mitchell Wood with the return.
So here we go. Defense trots out on the field. Mason Fort getting some instructions from Coach Day. Nope, check that. That is Tyler Hartman getting the instructions on what the Hounds are supposed to do. Wouldn't it be great to get another turnover here on this first drive for the Bulldogs?
First down and 10 from the 39 after the 13-yard return by Wood. Here's a give, sweeping right side. That's going to be Kai Glosser. Glosser hit after about a 5-yard gain. Again, near side official says the 43, far side says the 44. Who wins out? Near side, he's 2-0. That's a 4-yard gain to the 43.
That wing T is a great running game, and, you know, we've got it knocked down, but we got to shave off a few more yards to be able to get a stop.
2nd and 6 from the 43 of Ottumwa. Play action fake. Then he give it to Glosser. Glosser on the left side into Burlington territory. He's had nice running room around the corner. Gets to the Greyhound 45 before he's dropped. That's going to be a first down and move the chains for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Mason Hartman on the stunt, and again, in that wing T offense, you got to be careful on when you stunt and where you stunt because something like that leaves the hole in a great run by the Bulldogs.
Got a special guest up here in the press box and may join us in a little bit. He just snuck up behind me. He's like that.
He's
what'd they call him on Seinfeld? He's a sidler. He's a sidler. He's wearing his quiet shoes tonight. I didn't even hear him. No shadow. He's like invisible. It's Mitch King. We'll get him on the air here in a little bit. 4-yard pickup. Who got that pickup, John? I missed it. I was too busy looking over my shoulder.
It was Mitch Wood again.
So his first carry of the night. That's a 4-yard pickup. 2nd down and 6 from the Greyhound 41. Denniston, play action fake to 2 separate tailbacks. Now he's going to be flushed out of the pocket by Wixom. Has a man inside the 30 down to about the 25. That's Schwartz with a nice pitch and catch on the run. That actually wasn't Wixom. That was Zoo, Alex Zoo with the pressure, but couldn't get to the quarterback. And a gain of 16 down to the 25.
You know, I'm surprised they haven't gone to Schwartz more on this play action, Scott, but a nice stop by Pugh. He's a beast. I'm telling you, I'm surprised they're not using him more as a target.
And he does remind me of Noah Fant. He's got the same lankiness that Fant does. Here's a counter to Glosser around the left side. Split the guard and the tackle on that side of the line for a gain of 4 down to the 21.
Mason Ford and Isaac Wixom on the stop for the Greyhounds. You know what? The guards are doing a great job of pulling for Ottumwa, and our inside linebackers are going hard with the flow. You got to watch back action as well.
Got to get a stop. You can't play ping pong with these guys. Got to keep them up the scoreboard. Here's a pass over the head of the intended receiver. That play was kind of blown up from the get-go as Gage Cole was the intended receiver, but he was overshot. Pressure from the inside for the Greyhounds and almost picked off by Charlie Carlson.
Yeah, Dontaris Bowens on that kind of CMH move from the edge, trying to get to the quarterback. So got to continue that pressure. I don't know if they're good from this depth here on a field goal, Scott.
3rd and 6 from the 21 I formation behind the quarterback, Deniston. Deniston fakes it to his fullback, keeps it around the left side, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down. Got to the 18-yard line, but he's going to be about 3 yards short.
Big fourth down for the Greyhounds. Nice job by Webster on the stop, along with who's that on the far side? Is that that's Mason Fort. Really, Scott, those numbers are. I hope the away numbers are not white on white either, because that'll just kill me. I got to get those special old man
glasses. Be like
glasses.
those Players Weekend uniforms in baseball. Here's a give to Glosser on 4th down, and he's got a first down on the counter around the left side. Able to dive down to about the 10-yard line. We'll see if they spot it inside or outside. They're going to spot it outside, so conceivably the Bulldogs could get a first down after the 8-yard pickup, a first down and goal.
Great call, Matt Bredar with the touchdown-saving tackle.
So first down and 10, just outside the 10. Here's another give to Glosser, this time around the right side. He gets the corner, but he's run down from behind and dropped, and that's not Glosser. That is number 2, so that's McKinnon. McKinnon with the carry down to about the 7, so a gain of 3.
Trey King on the stop for the Greyhounds. We got somebody down.
Yeah, I think it was McKinnon was a little slow getting up.
Number 2.
Yeah, he's on his left knee right now.
So as the Greyhounds come off to the sideline during this injury timeout, got to get a breath.
Let's give the guy a set of headphones.
With you? Is that?
My brother took it on with
all right. And what a great thing to have your brother as captain of the night too. That's kind of nice. So congratulations to you and your family. Celebration of great honor.
I appreciate that. It was pretty neat. Yeah. It was a pretty neat night.
We talked about it. Obviously Baker and Tackleson synonymous with the history of eras of Burlington football, and you think about it, only 2 people have ever made it to the NFL from Burlington, you and Tony Baker. And so, people focus on that, but I told John, I said, people probably don't know everything Mitch does behind the scenes. And that's really kind of what this comes from, is not only what you were on the field, but what you've done since, especially giving back to this community.
I appreciate that. I knew how fortunate I was. I earned a scholarship at the University of Iowa, and I didn't realize how lucky I was until after college, and I didn't have debt. And I knew I was too fortunate enough to not be able to try to give back to this community that helped me so much.
They actually turned it into a goal-to-go situation, and Glosser gets the carry on 2nd and goal, and he's able to get inside the 5 down to about the 4 after the gain of 3.
I when you guys were being introduced, I said, what a great lineup, because you cover the span of time from the beginning until just recently. So I just thought it was really cool to see the different eras fly by.
Deniston from the shotgun. We'll get back to Mitch King in just a second. 3rd and goal from the 3. Deniston going to roll right.
Corner.
Rolling. Had a man in the corner of the end zone, but undershot his intended receiver. Can't see the number from here. Let's just say he threw it at the S in Greyhounds instead of the number in the receiver's chest. Fortunately, 4th and goal, and here comes the field goal unit for the Bulldogs, and that was Glosser.
So I got to ask one question of your Iowa career, and Coach Shea asked me to go scout these guys last week at their scrimmage, and they were running the typical high school zone read. During your Iowa career, have you guys ever prepped and watched film on one offense, and then all of a sudden somebody came out and was totally different?
Illinois mixed things up a lot. Not just because they were lacking in a lot of size and talent, so they had to maneuver in kind of the smoke and mirrors a little bit when I was in college. That was the only one that, you had Juice Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Isaiah.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers he beat Ohio, or he was a part of the Illinois team that beat Ohio State in 2007.
And he had a head the size of a beach ball. Yeah.
It's good you remember those special things about players.
Any love lost between you and Juice?
No, but he did have a head the size of a watermelon.
Did you let him know that too?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm not a quiet guy, I'll tell you.
I thought maybe you might have get some talking
Not
things to some of
everybody,
the players out there.
not everybody can put Mama's Boy on the inside of their biceps and get away with it.
So what's up? New fatherhood? How's that going?
Yeah, Monroe is fantastic. He's the happiest little boy I've ever been around. So he's had a few blowouts as of lately that have been interesting.
Little intestinal
I don't
issues.
know where. I don't know where.
So the
how it
DNA
gets
stays
in
pretty
place.
close. Yeah.
I don't know how things get where they get after those things, but it's
Does
pretty
that
amazing.
bring a grown man even like you down? Like if you get some on your hand that you don't want to, and you just sit there and go,
You know, it's gonna be worse when it's solid for me, I think. Now it's just kind of whatever. But
Well, Ottumwa was going to try a field goal, but instead took a timeout, and now they're going to
Got
go.
to watch inside counter. And so Coach Say calls a timeout because he had his block team on there. So outside of that, though, being a father is right. Isn't that a trip? Just one of the greatest things.
You can't beat it. You know what's surreal about it is I know how cheesy this sounds, but it's I made this thing. I made this part of me, and it's just the thought in my head what I'm going to teach him and how I'm going to teach him these things. When he gets about 4 years old, he's probably going to be able to spell better than I will. So that's going to be the tough
Thank you,
part.
Liz.
But no, he's it's going to be a fantastic ride, and I'm looking forward to it.
Greatest memory here at BHS. Obviously you have 4 years at Iowa versus 2 years as a varsity player here, 3 years for you. Best memory as a Greyhound football player back in the mid-2000s.
So I tell you, there's two things. Actually, the Hawkeye asked me that a little bit ago, and my answer to him was, I remember mostly about Bracewell and BH football was being these little guys down here and watching the guys on the field and remembering and thinking like, I'm going to be there one day. I'm going to be there one day. I can't wait. The Zach Halls, the Vince Kings, the guys like that I used to watch. That was one of my favorite memories and honestly what I remember the most. But as a player, it's got to be when
Well, we'll wait for this on the call here.
I formation on 4th and goal from the 3 for Ottumwa. Denniston turns and hands it off to Gage.
Nice.
He's going to be
Nice
stopped
job.
and dropped to the line of scrimmage, and the Greyhounds get the ball with 4.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter after a goal line stand by the
44.
Greyhounds.
Who's 44?
Gage
that's Gage
Webster.
Webster.
He's a little
He's a
stud.
player. Yeah, he likes to spin guys on the tackle. I'd like to
man.
see him eat some guys up, but he does a nice job. And it's nice, Coach Shea doesn't always show a lot of emotion. So
Never.
he was going crazy out by the numbers. So great
that
stop,
was
see what
great.
happens.
No, but as a player, it's got to be when we first won our first game. We
Under
didn't
Glass,
win. Yes, under Coach Glass, and it was just really neat, just putting it all together. And that was one of the games where I moved from O-line to running back, which was a lot of fun. But
we had a conversation about that just a couple of days ago up at Clinton when you were playing guard, and we should have scored, but I think Jared Carter kind of got in the way of the official, and someone should have gone. And I think that was the last time you were at guard. I think Glass said,
well,
that's
the
enough.
next game I got kicked out. Remember?
Was that it?
Remember I speared the kid?
You didn't really spear it. I got filmed.
Oh, okay. I'd like to see that.
I'm going to send that to the state and see if we can't reinstate that. So,
by the way,
I really do. I'm trying to go through all those tapes and get them on DVD and try to get them out to everybody.
During that discussion, KT Thompson with a 4-yard gain up to the 7-yard line to get the Greyhounds a little bit farther out from the shadow of their goalpost, and now an injury to Ottumwa. I want to say that's number 51, Tanner Holman.
Well, I have Jesus Jaime at number 50.
You have 50? I thought it was okay. We'll
let me ask you guys, what's your favorite memory of BHS football in this stadium? Coach Flair, what is yours?
I'm gonna say there are two. Mm-hmm. My very first time down here. I mean, I was a week from suburban Illinois, kind of bland, suburban stadiums, and I walked down here and I was like, whoa. And I was, sophomore game wasn't very full. We played Bettendorf, and we lost 12-7. But I had like 4 people come up and go, that was like the greatest game ever. I'm like, we lost. And I just, and the people really appreciated effort and all those things. And then in 2008, we were behind Dubuque Hempstead, 2 touchdowns, and we needed 3 onside kicks, and we got 2 of them, and we just missed the third, and we just lost that playoff game. And I just remember it, and I told these guys, I said, we're going to be able to pull this out. And Kiefer Leach, probably one of the best kickers that I was ever associated with. That was really exciting.
Yeah. Second down and 6 for the Greyhounds from the 7. I don't know if I can play this game because I didn't play football, but I do have some memories.
But you've watched it,
I do have memories. Here's
it.
Thompson again off the right side. Spins out of the tackle, the 10, 15. First down, Greyhounds up near the 20. They're going to give him the 19. It's a 12-yard game for KT and another Greyhound first down.
Josh Johnson for Ottumwa on the on the tackle, along with the man we can't name, number 58. So
he's got a 42-yard
What's on tap for you now? I know we're trying to wrap things up with you quickly. What's on tap?
So you mean just future-wise?
Yeah.
I'm helping coach at Clear Creek Amana. Loving every minute of it. Getting back in the game once business is slowing down a little bit. It's so neat. I remember I've talking to you before, the aha moments for these young men. Like you teach them and they don't get it, and you just the 5th time or 6th time they're like, oh, I can really do it. I can do it that way, and it's just really neat watching the kids grow. And really start believing in themselves and building that confidence as a young man.
Well, good for you. Scott, I don't know if you got any more. I know he's got a young man to get to and
he's
a wife.
Got family
Always
to get
good
to.
to
Thanks
see
for
you.
coming up.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, you guys enjoy yourself, and thank you.
Work on those shoes. I'm not sure.
You don't like these?
I do. I'm just not sure they match with the Under Armour.
This is my normal daily attire.
You need to move to Hawaii or somewhere tropical. I will. We'll put a good word in for you. A couple of carries there, one by KT Thompson, one by Bryant Williams, has set up a 3rd down and 4 for the Greyhounds from the 25. We'll get to my memory, but it predates both of you guys, so I don't know how much relevance.
Older than us.
I don't know how much relevance it would have for you. Well, I've also lived here my entire life, and Brock Schnaden, who graduated with Mitch. It predates him, and I get told that all the time. All my memories predate him, and it makes me feel really, really old. Dengler on 3rd and 4, back to pass. Moves up in the pocket. Now he's going to roll right. Now he just gets rid of it. He gets out of the pocket, gets it to the line of scrimmage, throws it away. So the incomplete pass will bring up a 4th down and 4, and I got to believe this is way too far into Greyhound territory at the 25 to not punt it away.
But really a nice job by Brock to be able to get that ball close to Blake Myers as he's trying to escape some pressure so that we're not having a negative play. So great job by Brock, and now it's time to get a ball away so that we can get our defense to make a stop again.
Line of scrimmage is the 25, and it's funny how the punter, Gage Webster, is always the last one on the field.
He's pacing himself.
Gets the snap at the 10, boots it away. Nice kick, going to be fair caught in Ottumwa territory at the 45, once again by Dominic Delahoy. So a nice kick for the Greyhound punter of 30 yards, and Ottumwa takes over at their own 45-yard line.
Greyhounds did a nice job of getting out of the shadow of their end zone. I know we wanted to get some points, but you're kind of limited in your play calling and what you can do down there. So really a good job and a nice kick by Gage.
First down and 10 for Ottumwa from its own 45-yard line. One wide receiver to the right side. That's Blaze Rominger. I formation, tight eye behind the quarterback. Denniston back to pass, flush out of the pocket by Zoo. Now he's going to throw on the run, rolling left, throws left, over the head of the intended receiver, Rominger, who was triple covered by the Greyhounds. Closest with the attempt to make an interception. Looked like it might have been.
I can't go by numbers, but I know the blue shoes. It's DJ Pugh.
I'll take your word for it.
There he is playing safety, but Matt Bradar on great coverage, and I really just think Denniston was just throwing it away, trying to throw it outside of the coverage.
It's pretty dangerous to try and throw it over everybody's head, because if it comes out of your hand just wrong, it becomes a duck and it's up for grabs.
The desire not to have a sack is so important, though.
2nd and 10 from the 45. Here's a give on a counter to Glosser, and Glosser with first down yardage inside the Greyhound 45 to the 43. That's a gain of 12.
And that play was really accredited to Trey Schwartz for the Bulldogs, because offensive line had done a nice thing, but I can't even get his name. Schwartz comes down hard on the Greyhounds' Tyler Hartman, and Hartman has no answer for it because he just got swallowed up, and that's the result of that play.
1st and 10 from the Greyhound 43, 2 minutes remaining. Greyhounds trail by 13. And now the Bulldogs are going to help them out as Gage Cole jumped in the backfield. Illegal procedure upcoming.
again, this is the second half's been a fairly clean start here, Scott. That's, I think, our second only of the quarter. So
it's the first of the third quarter.
First for everybody. So puts them in a bind again. This is where I'd watch that inside counter because that's where they've had a lot of success, or they come back with a play action which Schwartz somewhere down in the corner.
First down and 15, another counter play, this time to Colton McKinnon. McKinnon spun down at the line of scrimmage for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 15.
Alex Zhu with the tackle. Nice job of coming there, holding his ground. And that's a great stop for us because that's a play that's kind of giving them trouble. So 2nd and long, you're probably looking for, if you're going back at plays that worked well, that little side screen, that little slip screen as Schwartz was on the far side of the field against Bradar. So we'll have to take a look and see what the Bulldogs want to dial up here for a play.
2nd down, 15 yards to go. Counting down toward a minute and a half remaining in the third quarter. Time will start to become a factor. Trips to the left side for Ottumwa. Shotgun formation. Denniston back to pass. Looking down the left side. Flag on the play. There's the duck I was talking about. It's up for grabs. And the Greyhounds have an interception. Now there's a flag thrown. DJ Pugh with the pick. And I'm guessing this is offensive pass interference trying to break it up. I would guess both fouls on Ottumwa. Interception will stand.
I'm going to say a hold up here because it's where it was thrown by, and definitely a pass interference on Bradar because he was in perfect position, and it was really DJ who came through after the tip and caught it as the ball was just about to hit the ground. So let's just decline everything and get the ball and get on out and score.
A 6-yard return on the interception return. The officials talk things over. Big call right here.
Interesting setup that the offense is going down.
Well, I'm guessing both teams are
all right,
just going
Coach Shea clapping his hands.
The white hat is standing in midfield, holding on Ottumwa. Declined. Pass interference, Ottumwa.
Nice to be
declined.
Right, isn't it, Scott?
And the grounds will take over. First down and 10 at the 25.
Nice job. Way to call that. You should have played the game.
I should have.
You should have.
I
Maybe
did.
There's an old man league somewhere.
Old man tackle football.
Get all
Are you
suited
saying
up.
I'm old? You saying I'm old, John?
I'm saying you're looking grayer with all that facial hair.
John, when I started this job, it was before I had kids.
Well, I understand that too.
I have a lot of gray. Have kids, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
You want to check my hair out or what?
First down and 10 from the 25 for the grounds, trailing 27-14, a minute 15 remaining. Here's a pitch to KT Thompson, hit back at the 20, a loss of 5. And those plays are just so slow in developing. There's not a whole lot KT can do.
Well, they've come out in this bunch trip, this tight bunch trips, just off to the tight end side into the boundary, and the only thing they've run out of that has been this toss. So if they fake that toss and maybe come back, maybe then that play works later on.
2nd and 15 from the 20. Dengler back to pass. Looking deep. Now he swings it out to the right side. He's got Williams, but only for 1 up to the 20. Oh, no, they're going to give him the 20. He had yardage to the 21, but that official on the far side was so slow in getting there, it cost the Greyhounds a yard.
And I got to tell you, Scott, as you look at Andrew Cole, he's not a very big guy as an outside linebacker for the Bulldogs, but we noticed him last week, and that kid can really hit. Really more of the strong safety as they bring him downhill.
Final play of the third quarter upcoming. Trips to the right side. Dengler going to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Throws deep down the sideline. Intended receiver, I think, was Jackson Carlson, but he threw it out of bounds. And I stand corrected, not the last play of the third quarter, as 5 ticks remain before the quarter concludes.
Brock really showed his arm strength there. That's a nice, just a flat line ball that probably went about 40 yards, and Blake Myers just not able to catch up to it. So let me check that again. 24, Jackson Carlson. Not able
Did I say
to catch
Charlie?
Up. Yeah, that's going to be a challenge for us this year too.
Charlie's the one with the long blonde hair.
Yes.
Webster to kick it away. End over end. Going to be caught and down at his own 49. Now they're going to say the 50. Midfield, 30-yard kick. For Gage Webster, caught at the 50-yard line.
Saw some of the
number
Ottumwa,
7, Andrew Cole.
Sorry, Scott. Saw some of the Ottumwa coaches getting a little fired up because they thought the hit was not warranted, but he got up and tried to run.
What do you expect?
Yeah.
I mean, the whistle was late being blown. Back here at Bracewell Stadium, first play of the fourth quarter, Gage Cole takes it off the left side. Got a 2-yard pickup up to the Greyhound 48. So it'll be 2nd down and 8. Thanks so much for joining us on opening night 2019. John Flaherty alongside me, Scott Mason, your play-by-play man. Greyhounds trail 27-14, flag thrown. Glosser's got the carry around the left side. He's got good yardage, 40, 35, and 30. But that play might come back.
That's an illegal procedure there on the left side of the line. They started moving just a little bit early. That buck sweep is hard to stop. They put the strength to the field side, which puts our strong safety there, so you're outnumbered coming back to the short side, and that just puts a lot of pressure on your corner, Matt Berdar, or whoever it might be, but it was in that case it was Matt, and your defensive end, Alex Zhu. So great concept, but lucky for us, penalty on the Bulldogs.
Got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
So it's a spot foul like we had earlier in the game, and it really only amounted to a 3-yard penalty. Is it technically a 10-yard penalty, or does it go as a 3-yard penalty?
I would put it as a 3-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 13 from now the Ottumwa 47-yard line. I formation set. Denniston rolling right, has a man. That's his tight end, Schwartz. And Schwartz puts his shoulder into his tackler and able to just bull his way inside the 40, down near the 35. Trey Schwartz, a junior, no height, no weight, but I'm going to say probably 6'3" and 205.
I'm going to say he's a little bit, looking at him close up last week, he's a little heavier than 205, and he's not afraid to put a shoulder into some people. And I got to tell you, he's going to be a force. As they figure out what their offense is going to be, if they're really going to stay with the swing T, he is going to be a force.
So 1st down and 10 for the Bulldogs from the Greyhound 36, and a fumbled snap, and all Denniston can do is pick up the football, and then he gets stood up. So it's essentially he took a knee, never got taken to the turf, but no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And I don't know if that's just because of the pressure of the guys up front, or if it's just because they've not practiced in the snap, or because they took a week and wanted to show us that they knew how to run zone. I'm not sure.
2nd down and 10 from the Greyhound 36. Offset, pro set formation. Give to Glosser around the right side. He's got the corner, but he gets hog-tied.
Literally.
Hog-tied, but not horse-collared, which is good because that would have been a 15-yard penalty. 2-yard pickup down to the 34, so it'll be 3rd down and 8.
That was Charlie Carlson.
I'll take your word for it.
On that. Well, I can kind of tell because I can see the white gloves, and I see a little bit of the blonde mane flowing out of the back of the helmet. So, and he loves to have his towel in the back of his pants.
Well, there's your key. 3rd down and 8. Denniston rolling right. He's got a blocker in front of him. Throws down the field. He's got a man at the 10. A missed tackle on the far sideline and into the end zone untouched is Colton McKinnon. Think 2 years ago,
Yes.
New Orleans, Minnesota,
Yes.
where the New Orleans defensive back tried to drop Stephon Diggs, completely whiffed into the end zone. That's a 34-yard touchdown pass,
Painful.
and it's 33-14.
Man, DJ's right there. Right there. Nice job by the quarterback, Denniston, being patient on the rollout for the score.
That'll bring in Rodriguez to try his 4th extra point of the night. Snap is good, spot is good, and the kick is a ground ball because the spot was fumbled. 9:51 remaining in the 4th. It's now Ottumwa 33, Burlington 14. The quest just got harder back in 1 minute on KBUR and KBUR.com. Five plays, 50 yards, and 209 to make it a 3-score game once again. Now the Greyhound offense has to put it in gear and put it in gear quick. So Rodriguez has it up on the tee. And we're about ready to get back underway. Back deep for the Greyhounds, Williams. And it looks like Thompson maybe. Maybe Bolden's back out there, depending on his leg injury. Kick taken at the 14.
No.
Off the knee, and one of the deep backs going to be recovered by Ottumwa just inside the 30 at the 29.
Man, I know you're trying to make a play. I'm going to see who that is. That looks like
25. No, that's not Williams. That's
either Bowens
28
or
I'm saying.
28. That would be Tavares Kennard.
That's Kennard.
Trying to make it's Tavares. He tried to make a big play here, trying to catch that thing on the run going forward. Hits off his knee pad. So much backspin, it makes it difficult to get a handle on that, and Ottumwa jumps on the ball.
So 29 yards to pay dirt for Ottumwa if they convert here. Full house backfield. Denniston rolls right, has Schwartz, and Schwartz has it go in and out of his hands as Charlie Carlson, towel off the backside guy.
Yep.
Lodges ball from receiver, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yep. And you can kind of see now Charlie kind of gave a little extra push on the end, and there's that frustration that, we've seen before. We've got to kind of work past that and not put ourselves in any more of a hole through some bad decisions because you're frustrated.
Second down and 10 from the 29. Here's a give to Glosser, and Glosser shakes a tackler inside the 15 to the 10, down to the 5, dives for the end zone. Going to be about a yard short. They're going to spot it at the 2. They're going to say that's where his knee was down. So a 27-yard pickup on 2nd down and 10.
Berdar on the tackle again.
So 1st down and goal from the 2, and now the Greyhound defense has to try and find a way.
Yeah, they've got to kind of really bow up here.
Cole, the single setback behind the quarterback, Denniston. Denniston just going to follow his center into the end zone, but he fumbled, fallen on at the 1 by Cole, so technically a 1-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Great surge by the guys in the middle. Who is that in there? We got Wixom and Harris. Webster's in there as well, along with Zoo, the guys up front. We got Hartman and Fort. Trying to think who else. I can't really see who that other guy. Oh, it's Van Vertlo and Fort, your linebacker crew. I
formation set behind Denniston, Cole, followed by Glosser. Glosser follows Cole up the middle into the end zone. The 1-yard touchdown run for Kai Glosser makes it 39-14.
Man, just hurts trying to get yourself back from that. And now we've got to surge up. We got to find a way to get some explosive plays if we want to try to get ourselves back in it with such little time left to play. Got to say, Scott, that you can hear the crowd in front of us. Kennel's doing all they can to back up their hounds.
And to try the extra point, a new kicker. Brian Carapia, and he splits the uprights. So with 8:49 remaining in the fourth, it's now Ottumwa 40, Burlington 14. Back in 1 minute on KBUR and KBUR.com.
Well, fans, Burlington High School thanks Trinity Lutheran Church for allowing our football fans to use their parking lot for home football games. We ask that everyone using the lots on the west side of Central Avenue, please respect the Trinity Lutheran Church property. Cleaning debris that might be left in your parking area, and please walk on the paved surfaces to and from the game. Trinity Lutheran Church provides a tremendous service to our fans. We want to leave their property as beautiful as it was prior to our use. Please thank the members of Trinity Lutheran Church for their dedicated support of Greyhound Athletics. 13 Tempest Jr. and Bryant Williams back to receive for the Greyhounds.
Back here at Bracewell Stadium, Rodriguez gets us back underway, taken at the 13-yard line and up the near hash. And getting running room is Bryant Williams as he gets outside the 35 to the 39. Give him a 25-yard return.
Brought down by Austin Fountain of the Bulldogs. Well, Scott, here it is. You've got to kind of run an up-tempo 2-minute offense 4 times in a row if you're going to want to see a victory here tonight. So, and that's kind of a hard offensive playbook to draw up, and you certainly don't practice it much. So,
first down and 10 from the 34 or 39 for the Greyhounds. Dengler from the shotgun as he has been all night. Dengler with a fake handoff to Jackson Carlson, gives on the inside give to KT, and KT takes it around the right side into Ottumwa territory to about the 49-yard line. That's a gain of 12.
You know that's a great hit when you can hear it all the way up here. Wood and Thompson meet again multiple times tonight. KT, I think, got the better of that one there.
First down and 10 from the Ottumwa 49. 8.5 minutes remaining. Ottumwa 40, Burlington 14. Again, give to KT off the right side, and KT just bulls his way. You know what? He's got some yak tonight. Yard after contact, no doubt. He gets down to the 42. The first hit does not typically bring down KT Thompson.
No, right now. And last year that was kind of what the story was, is that they'd clip his foot or his heel and he'd trip up. He certainly is bringing the hit to the defense tonight. So, and I know they're playing a little bit of prevent, but this is a good plan for us. But we got to move the ball just a little bit faster. Got to have more sense of urgency.
Ryan Bowman in motion from right to left, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Dengler going to swing it out. No, he's going to go across the middle. Thought about swinging it out to Bryant Williams. Instead, tried to hit Bowman at the 40. Could not. Threw it over his head. The incompletion will bring up 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, great coverage by the Bulldogs on that time. And Bowman was really the only guy who really had the best shot at catching the ball. So good decision. Brock's seeing the ball well, or seeing the field well, so that's a positive for us.
3rd down and 3 from the Ottumwa 42. Williams in motion from right to left. Inside handoff to Thompson. Bulls through one tackler. Still on his feet as he runs out of the tackle of 2 others. Down to the 34-yard line. A pickup of 8 and another Greyhound first down.
Well, the player who does not want to be named because he's number 58 certainly got a part of KT's frustration, and then it wasn't until Gabe Jacobs kind of fell and tripped him up as KT put another solid hit. Taven was more of an escape guy. KT kind of wants to rock your world.
Dengler in the shotgun. First down and 10. Again, Thompson with 7.5 remaining. Cuts it outside to the right again. He's got running room there all this drive, and he's got running yardage down inside the 20 to the 18. Another gain of double digits of 16 this time.
Certainly good to see the Greyhounds respond this way, Scott. In years past, maybe that things didn't go their way. They kind of buckled. But right now they are, showing some great fight.
We've always said that. They may buckle, but they never give up. 7.5 minutes remaining. Dengler to Thompson. Right up the gut. Thompson to the 15. Shakes off another tackler or 2. Down to the 11. That's a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Okay, no, let's go. I'm always worried when we stay down just a little bit too long, because then the officials have the right under this new rule.
There's a flag at the 18, by the way.
Personal foul, that's always kind of like
holding Burlington. So we'll take that 7-yard gain off the books.
Well, two things that you just kind of need to be aware about if you're out here watching, or if you're watching on the live stream, that if you stay down too long and the official calls a stop of the game because you're down, they have the right to make the choice that you are injured enough that you have to come off the field. And then the other thing is that they're looking at the fact that sometimes as an offensive lineman, if you are slow getting up off of a player, that they can call that holding. And I'm not sure if that's true on that play.
Well,
but
the sad part about that is he ran right, and that was thrown by the official all the way on the other side of the field. Now they bottle up KT back at the 30, a loss of 2. And he might be hurt as Joshua Gobin rolled him backward, and I think pinned his foot underneath him and probably wrenched his knee a little bit. A little extra by Ottumwa.
Of course, a little extra Burlington, too. I mean, this is, you're feeling your oats on both sides of the ball. Scott, you remember a couple years ago when KT was a sophomore? You always hated
no, he had a significant neck injury.
So I always, whenever he stays down just a little bit too long, I'm always a little worried that maybe that got exaggerated or aggravated, excuse me.
Well, don't forget, we talked about it earlier tonight. Tomorrow, the college football season in the state of Iowa kicks off, both here and on our sister station KBKB 1360, here on KBUR and KBUR.com. It is Iowa Hawkeye football as they take on the Miami of Ohio Redhawks. Kickoff at 6:30. Therefore, your pregame show at 4:30. And forgive me, Mr. Hart. Or no, it wasn't John Hart.
Mueller.
It was Kevin Mueller. I don't know what time Iowa State kicks off, but whenever they kick off, subtract 2 hours, that's when their pregame show starts. And, of course, Thursday night, the NFL kicks off its 100th campaign with the oldest rivalry in all the National Football League. The Green Bay Packers travel to Chicago's Soldier Field to take on the Chicago Bears, your defending 2018 NFC North champions.
Should be an exciting game. Got some things, new coaching staff up in Green Bay. Mitch Trubisky certainly improving as the exhibition season goes on, or preseason as they like to call it.
Dangler back to pass. And I got to correct you in just a second as that pass is complete to Trey Young. Mitch Trubisky played the first 3 offensive plays of the preseason.
And he looks good.
And sat out the rest.
And it looks good.
He looked great handing it off. You're right.
There you go.
11-yard pickoff on the pitch and catch.
He's no Tom Brady. I understand that. I know your frustration.
Shush your mouth. 3rd down and 11 coming up for the Greyhounds after the 11-yard pickup of Dangler to Young. Dangler back to pass, looking left. Going to scramble left. Tuck it and run. Big boy throws into
Touchdown.
the end zone.
Oh!
Had a man, and Bowman lost his footing. Tripped over the A in Greyhounds. It falls incomplete, and it'll be 4th and 11.
Oh, Scott, you were right. He did have a lot of green, and he probably could have gotten to the 5 had he decided to go. But, you need points, and Ron Bowman was all alone in the back of the end zone and just kind of got caught up on the turf, and ball sailed over his head as he fell to the ground. Huge 4th down.
So 4th down and 11 from the 19-yard line. Greyhounds have to get inside the 8 for the first down. 6:24 remaining in the ball game, almost halfway through the 4th quarter. Dangler back to pass, looking left, throws left. Had a man, overshot him. I want to say that was Young. And on downs, Ottumwa takes over at its own 19-yard line.
Looking at the number as he's coming off, looks like Trey King again. And it looked like he was going to wheel route on that, and then as Brock threw the ball on the out route, had to adjust. So we got to get a quick 3 and out or get a turnover here, ladies and gentlemen, as we see Ottumwa break the huddles.
6:18 remaining in the ball game. Ottumwa 40, Burlington 14. Single setback behind Denniston as Cole, and Gage Cole is spun down at the line of scrimmage for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And this is a situation now, I know they talk about this a lot on the offense, that when you're down and you're running a 2-minute drill, you got to get off the ball and get into your offensive formation. Well, this is a situation defensively that once the play's down, you got to get off those guys and don't mess around too much and try to do anything extra because they're going to hold the clock.
Don't forget to keep it right here after the ball game. A couple of things coming up after the ball game is over. Hopefully, if it's before 9:45, when this game concludes, Zach Shea will come up and talk to us for a few minutes. And then at the top of the hour, the Radio Iowa High School Scoreboard Show. Here's Gage Cole on the keeper. He's got a first down, or I should say, on the run around the left side. Took it inside, then darted outside. And he's got yardage up near the 40 before he's run out of bounds by Charlie Carlson and a couple of other black shirts. That's going to be a gain of an even 20 for Cole, and it's first down and 10 Bulldogs at their own 40.
Yeah, we didn't need to have that happen. This is a time where you start standing guys up and start trying to rip the ball, try to get a quick turnover and a quick score.
Radio Iowa Scoreboard Show coming up from 10 until 11:30 tonight. Hear all the scores around the state here in week 1. Here's Cole again on the inside handoff, spins out of one tackler at the 40, able to bound forward to the 45 for a pickup of 5. Got out of the arms of, I think, Van Vertlo on that play. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Came up with Iverson Applegate and Hartman on the tackle for the Greyhounds. Nice to see them. You know, I got to tell you, Cole does a nice job of spinning after contact, and I think that's caused a lot of problem for our tacklers. We got to be a little more sure-handed as we get into the clutches here.
Under 5 minutes remaining in this one, 40-14 your score. Ottumwa on top has led throughout. Here's a give on a counter coming around the near side. He's got no decal, and there's a fumble and recovered by the Greyhounds,
yes, sir.
I think, at the 40. That was number 21 on the carry, Kelvin Howard. A young kid, you can tell because he has no decals on his helmet, no block O. And it's recovered at the 40. I didn't see who got it, but there's a Greyhound down on the field.
Yeah, we don't want to give you a number until we're absolutely sure, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit motionless, but he's moving arms, moving his legs. So Scott Linebaugh and Kyle Peterson, our guys from Universal Therapy Group, right on the spot. Coach Shea is out there taking a look at who it is. Pops up. We have number 23, Dontarius Bowens. Probably just a little shaken up and scared on that, but we got an opportunity now. We got a ball on the short side of the field. Got a chance. We got to get a quick score. We got to find a way to get a quick strike.
Short field was able to be taken advantage of early on by Ottumwa. That's in part how they got this lead. First drive of the night only went 25 yards after back-to-back fumbles. Ottumwa got the opening kickoff, fumbled their first play. Burlington then returned the favor, fumbled on their first play, and then a couple of plays later, a 25-yard drive was culminated by Ottumwa on a 24-yard pass from Deniston to Swartz.
Scott, it's very interesting to me. I think the coaching staff of Ottumwa has started to sub out pretty liberally, you know, thinking that the game's in hand.
Dengler back to pass, throws deep down the left side, almost picked off.
Yes, sir, thank you.
And now pass interference going to be called on Joshua Johnson. I can't tell these numbers, with all due respect to Coach Shea and his wanting to go to black. You cannot see the numbers on the far side of the field. That's Bryant Williams as he gets closer.
We will get it to you as quick as our eyes will allow us to do so. But, hey, nice little wheel route there as Bryant comes out of the slot position, and as he comes around Carlson, great throw. Just a bang-bang play, and Johnson was just a little bit too early. So we get that 15-yard walk-off. Ball's on the 25 of the Bulldogs, and now here's a chance. We got to score within the next 2 plays. I just think if we're going to give ourselves a chance to pull this off.
1st and 10 from the 25. Dengler back to pass, pump fake. Tuck it and run, big boy. Instead, you hesitated, and he who hesitates is lost. And in loss of yardage, Gabe Jacobs with the sack as he drops Dengler all the way back outside the 35 at the 37. That's a loss of 12.
Yeah, we got to have a little more sense of urgency right now. Get set, get the play in.
2nd down and 22 as the clock hits 4 minutes remaining in this one. Grounds trail 40-14. 2 wideouts left, 1 wideout right. Short side is the right side of the field. Dengler back to pass. Has Thompson at the 25, 20, 15, 10. Bulls his way through a tackler inside the 5. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds. No! What? Make a signal. Make a signal, somebody. Touchdown, I guess. 37-yard
Side
touchdown.
judge was not in a hurry. Dominic Delahoy for the Bulldogs felt the wrath of KT Thompson as he just kind of shoved him out of the way. It was a little bit of a toe dance, and he didn't want to say anything.
What's your job?
I understand, but, but hey, we're on the board again. Gives us a chance.
So delayed touchdown grounds. Dengler to try the extra point. The kick is up and good. 3:46 remaining. It's now 40-21. Back in 1 minute on KBUR.
Onside kick. Onside kick.
40-21 Ottumwa.
Back here at Bracewell Stadium, Merrill A. Miller Senior Family Field, and you got to believe John Flaherty. Brock Dengler is going to put this one on the ground. In fact, it's not going to be Brock Dengler, it's going to be Trey King.
Or maybe Brian Velasquez, who is the backup kicker.
Okay, well, the second number is a 2, so it's either 12 or 22.
Kick it really hard.
And all I know,
Velasquez.
all I know is that Trey did not have footies on like this guy does.
All right.
And I hate to be, but it is a challenge, and we'll get better at it, ladies and gentlemen, but it is a challenge.
6 guys to the left side. That's for Velasquez. Kicks it, and it's going to be fallen on at the 49 of Ottumwa by McKinnon.
Well,
check that. That was Andrew Cole who fell on it. My apologies.
Again, they are not running out their first unit. There's a couple of guys for Ottumwa, Tyler Clubb, who's their starting left tackle, and their starting left tackle is out there. And other than Denniston, I think the rest of these guys are backups. So this is an opportunity maybe to shake some people up a little bit.
So Ottumwa with the football, first down and 10 from their own 49. 3:46 remaining in the ball game. Denniston under center, going to give it to the tailback, and that was the man who fumbled just a moment ago, Kelvin Howard, with some nice jitterbugging down into Greyhound territory to the 41. That's a gain of 10.
He can scoot, there's no doubt about it. He's got some wheels underneath him. Hartman on the tackle along with Carlson. That would be Charlie on the tackle. So
I actually mark it about a half yard short, so give him 9 yards. It'll be second down and 1. Here's an inside handoff now to, I would say, Gage Cole, but I think that's 32, not 33.
No, I think you're right. I think
Cole?
it's 33.
And there is no 32, which would make sense. It is Gage Cole. And he gets down inside the 40 to the 38, a gain of 3, and now a first down.
Scott, I got to tell you, probably one more first down is going to probably do it for this game. So we've got to find a way to come up with something to disrupt, cause a fumble, move them back. Might want to even think about using your timeouts here on defense.
Under 3 minutes remaining. It's a 19-point spread. It's a 3-score ball game. So only the most optimistic probably sitting here thinking there is an opportunity unless you get a quick stop. Here's Cole right up the middle, 25-20, just shaking and baking his way inside the 10-yard line.
You know, he does not look much like a running back, but boy, he can hit the brakes and jump, cut, and spin. Really made some of our defenders look really silly right there, and I don't think they're bad defenders. I just think he was that good on the cut.
Those are what they call ankle breakers, or I've called it swivel hips in the past. Denniston under center. Now a flag going to be thrown as Burlington could not get its personnel off the field It's going to be an illegal substitution on the Greyhounds as Ottumwa went no huddle. Be a 5-yard penalty. Take it down to the 6-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 5 from the 6.
You know what, Scott? We're at the point where you're right. My optimism may be a little bit unwarranted, but you still got to buckle up and not allow them to score. I mean, you really got to still walk away with some sort of victory here on this drive.
2:29, now 2:30, now 2:36, 2:25. That clock wants to go any which way but loose. Here's Cole jitterbugging his way to the right side of the offensive line, down to the 1 near the first down. A pickup of 5 regardless.
We got to dig deep here. We've got to, and I know Ottumwa's going to hold the clock. They don't want to give us anything either, so.
So they're going to say short of the first down, so officially a gain of 4. It'll be at the 2-yard line, 2nd down and 1. Inside of 2 minutes remaining as the clock ticks down, 1:50 and counting.
And I only get to see one of the play clocks, so I can't tell if it's
Denniston under center. Going to turn and hand it to Cole, who's earned this touchdown opportunity, but he gets stood up, and then the pile moves forward. Where did the ball handler end up? He ended up across the goal line, a 2-yard, touchdown run by Gage Cole.
Oh, yeah, he's really been the guy tonight. We were thinking it was going to be Kai Glosser, but I got to tell you what, this Cole, Gage Cole, is certainly going to be an impressive assistant factor for the Bulldog offense.
So Rodriguez in to try the extra point to make it 47-21. The kick is up and good. So with 1:31 remaining, we'll step away for 1 minute. Ottumwa 47, Burlington 21. You're listening to Greyhound Football on KBUR and KBUR.com.
At www.anywhereburl.com.
Rodriguez has it on the tee, ready to get us back underway. Greyhounds trailing 47-21 with just over a minute and a half remaining in this ball game. Rodriguez with the approach and the boot. Going to be taken on the far side at about the 14-yard line. I'm going to say that's Williams just by his running style.
Yep.
Williams from the 14 up to the 29, a return of 15 yards.
Well, you got to finish strong, and Coach Shea going to trot out his first unit still as we close out the game. Lots of good things to take away, and obviously lots of things to work on as the Greyhounds get ready to move into week 2. Questions will be, how healthy will they be? It doesn't look like anybody's down seriously. And then, how can we, get ourselves to return mentally as we move into the second week of the season?
1st and 10 from the 30. High snap over the head of Dengler, just fallen upon. Back at the 22 by, I think that's King.
Trey. Yeah, that's Trey. You know what? I really am looking at school shoes, Scott. I'm just, they have, everybody wears such distinctive shoes anymore. You can kind of just tell. So until my eyes get adjusted to the black on purple.
We may have to just get binoculars. I know, but we're getting old. And you're older than me.
But I look better.
Well, that is true. 2nd and 19 from the 21. 40 seconds remaining. Here's a give to Williams up the middle, and Bryant Williams works his way back to the 30. Or make that Trey. That's Trey. So he got those 9 yards back.
Scott, so we really, we know KT's a player, and now we know that Bryant's going to be good. And now Trey is going to obviously give us some things. Get some guys. Ryan Bowman's done a nice job tonight, played well. Blake Myers, Charlie Carlson. We got some offensive stuff. Can we find some answers defensively, or is this just kind of this wing T offense kind of the kryptonite for the Greyhounds defense?
And that'll do it for this ball game as the Greyhounds got that 9-yard run back to the 30 and then opted to not run any more plays. Instead of taking a chance on somebody getting hurt on the final play of a meaningless ball game as it got out of hand early, and the Greyhounds just never able to get back into this. The clock runs out on week 1 of a new football season. Unfortunately for the Greyhounds, more of the same. Whether you're talking about opening night, whether you're talking about home openers, the drought is still. Since 2001, the Greyhounds have not won at home in week 1. They have not won an opening game since 2010. And unfortunately for Coach Shea, that is his 30th loss in 37 games as he begins year number 5. Coach Shea now 7-30 in his tenure as head coach. And as you said, good things, but the problem is people focus on numbers rather than what is perceived to be good. And the number tonight is Ottumwa 47 and the Greyhounds 21. 20 points in the first, 20 points in the fourth. In between, the Greyhounds outscored Ottumwa 14-7, but it's a cumulative scoreboard up there. And tonight the Greyhounds lose by 26. We're going to step away for 2 minutes. When we come back, we will come back with the Burlington Greyhound post-game show. My guess is Coach Shea is not going to make it up tonight. It's 9:43 according to my GPS timer on my phone. So we're going to take you up to the top of the hour. We'll get you out of here by 9:48 or 9:58 or so and get you to the Radio Iowa High School scoreboard show. That's coming up in just over 15 minutes from now. But your final score, Burlington falls 47-21. Back in 2 here on KBUR and KBUR.com. Week 1, 47-21 in a game that got out of hand early as Ottumwa was able to take advantage of an early Burlington turnover. They would go 25 yards in just 4 plays to convert the game's first touchdown, a Trey Schwartz 24-yard touchdown reception from Adam Deniston to make it 7-0. Ottumwa would expand that lead midway through the first quarter with a Colton McKinning 31-yard touchdown reception from Deniston, and that would make it 14-0. The lead would bulge to 20-0 when Gage Cole would score the first of his 2 touchdown runs, this one from 1 yard out. The kick was blocked, and it was 20-0 before Burlington knew what hit it. That's how it stood after 1 quarter. KT Thompson finally got Burlington on the scoreboard with a 24-yard touchdown catch from Brock Dengler to make it 20-7. But that lead, Burlington had the momentum. They were driving the football, and then it stalled. And late in the second quarter, Burlington lined up for a punt. Gage Webster had to field a low snap. It was a slow-developing play. His kick was blocked. It was picked up by number 58, who we still don't know his name, but a 42-yard blocked punt return later, and it was 27-7 at halftime. Burlington seemed to seize momentum out of the locker room in the third quarter as they went 65 yards in 9 plays. Jackson Carlson made a 14-yard catch from Dengler. Dengler with 3 touchdowns tonight. 9 plays, 65 yards in just over 3 minutes, and it was 27-14. But from there, again, it was all Ottumwa. As the momentum was stopped on the ensuing drive, Kai Glosser went over from 1 to make it 33. Or make that, hold on, that was 27, so it was 34-14. Thompson would cut it to, or I should say, McKinnon had a touchdown reception. Glosser with a touchdown run. It was 40-14. Thompson would then catch a 37-yard touchdown pass from Dengler to make it 40-21. And then the scoring would end late in the fourth quarter on a Cole 2-yard run, his second of the night. Your final score was 47-21. It's time for our Dr. Kirk Masner players of the game, and I apologize. I do not have the cumulative stats for my guy. I'm going with KT Thompson. He had 56 yards in the first half and ran with vengeance. I know he had over 100. I just don't know how much over in the second half. He had the 1 touchdown run. I take that he had no touchdown runs but 2 through the air tonight, so he caught the ball well out of the backfield. Just a different runner tonight than he was last year. KT Thompson, my Dr. Kirk Masner player of the game.
I am going to go the Golick and Wingo way and say this is, you can go 1A, whatever, share the title. I'm saying Brock Dengler. You got a guy who plays quarterback, who is a kicker as well, accounted for a majority of the offense and the scoring, and, really showed a lot of development. I think both players, you can see they grew up over a year. And, of course, KT certainly a lot more authoritative in his running style. So I have no qualms with that, but I just felt, when you're the quarterback, you've got all of that on you. And as a sophomore to be able to do that, and his stats, Scott, you had as?
I had him at 18 of 33 for 203 yards and 3 touchdowns, which means, if you're taking positives away, being the stat guy that I am, I can tell you right now that his 18 completions obliterates the record against Ottumwa historically. 3 players had completed 10 passes against Ottumwa. Now Brock Dengler holds that record against the Bulldogs at 18 completions. Mike Harkness back in 1975 threw for 202. If I'm at all accurate, 203 for Dengler would be a new standard. And then 3 touchdowns. He joins Mike Harkness in that same game in 1975 as the only Greyhounds to throw for 3 against Ottumwa.
And the thing that I want to bring up is you don't really notice that through the game. It's not like he lit up the sky. It wasn't like we were throwing 45, 55 times. He did it, just a really great, consistent. He can make the deep throw. I think, as you saw, some of those throws that kind of went long, he can make the throws. You know that he can make the throws going across his body and away from the strength of his arm. But he's been accurate. He took some hits. He was able to move up in the pocket as well as get around or to plant his foot and get up on a rollout and really make some pretty good throws, and he's only going to get better. The thing that is, again, to me very exciting is his receiver core. I'm not sure we have any depth. I don't think we have any field stretchers. So if we can continue to develop the running game with Bryant, with KT, with Trey, and maybe there are some other guys that are in there that are hiding, that you develop that and get a pretty good play action game going on, or the defense gives you the little hitches, outs, and slants, you can really put together a pretty good offensive game plan. I thought what the Greyhounds had set up to do offensively was right there, but you get put behind the 8 ball, you've got to kind of change the way you play. So I choose Brock. But again, I'm very comfortable with KT, and so congratulations to both of those guys. And this is a unique offense. That Ottumwa offense is a unique offense. Everybody right now is into that zone blocking stretch. Quarterback read the backside end and decide whether you keep it or take it, and then throw all those little drive routes that they have. That wing T offense is something that really high school teams really lived on for years. That's what we ran. And you're going to see, I'm going to make the prediction that you're going to see Ottumwa, if they can continue to produce like that, they will be one of the top teams in Class 4A, if not the state, in rushing offense. Because their passing game was predicated on the way they could run the ball off tackle and on that short little inside counter.
And they had two guys, I'm going to venture to say, if they didn't both go over 100, they were both very close.
Very close.
One of them, Glosser had a couple of big runs, and Cole in the fourth quarter had a couple of back-breaking runs.
Oh, yes, ankles.
Double-digit yardage runs that, Burlington, you're down by a whole bunch. Your chances of winning are slowly ebbing away, but, man, you have a chance to get off the field or change possession, and here's Cole just taking it up the middle and not only doing that, but once he got to the second and third level, finding ways to be shifty and get around the linebackers in the secondary to just build 10-yard gains into 30 and 40s.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to put one more thing in my final thought of the framework here tonight for our first game. We are looking at a Burlington team that really is spread out in terms of their ages and their classes, but we have a primarily young veteran team. I said it earlier tonight in the broadcast that we have veteran guys, but they're sophomores and juniors. Now, juniors, after your first game, we always said this as a coaching staff, after your first game as a junior, you're no longer a junior. You're a varsity player, and you had your sophomore year. Well, now football's different now. We don't have these current raisers at the sophomore level, and we don't get a lot of underling games, and you have to kind of really learn on the fly, and that makes practice that much more important. So we're dealing with this young group of kids who I thought performed well, not good enough to win, but well enough.
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, there are always positives to take away from the game. I thought Gage Webster played very well, especially in the first half on the defensive side of the football. And I think the sky's the limit for Brock Dingler. I think he can only improve even from tonight when he goes 18 for 33 with 3 touchdowns and over 200 yards. Not a lot of downfield completions. As you said, you question the depth and obviously you question how much speed is on the outside, which has been a problem that has plagued high school teams throughout. I mean, it's not like Burlington's any different than any other high school team. But, assuredly with his arm strength and as he becomes more and more comfortable with the playbook, Brock is going to not probably focus on a receiver as much as he seemed to tonight a little bit, and B, he's going to find those windows get wider and wider even if they're tighter and tighter because the game is going to slow down.
And it does for him because he's a student of what he does. I mean, he's not just a guy who comes out and just says, okay, I'm here. He's a guy who really works on the game. Just a quick number thing on this youth movement. 13 seniors, 21 juniors, and 10 sophomores on a varsity roster. Now, how many guys really get reps in that kind of plays out? And, I'll take a little bit more. But, this is a heavy junior team that has really performed well. We need to get better at it, and I think we will.
And we said this in baseball season when we took 4 freshmen. You're not looking just at this year.
Right.
You're looking at probable, we knew in baseball, for example, we were going to the Southeast Conference next year and playing perennially 3A schools. Well, chances are next year these Greyhounds will be playing 3A schools in football. So you hope that when you step on the field against those smaller schools, you don't go in with one hand tied behind your back and one foot attached to it. Right. You go in more mano-a-mano, and this experience, even if you get some bumps beat on your head, is going to pay off long term.
Oh, I totally agree, and I'm very as much as I'm not happy about the loss, I'm excited to see what will happen because I don't think they're going to see that style offense. Now, they're going to go into the fire as they face, as we talked about at halftime, bigger kids, a bigger pool of kids as well, and that's going to be a different challenge. But we've proved that we can hit. I mean, that was a very good physical game. We proved that we can lay some lumber on some people on both sides of the ball. And 2, we can move the ball, both running and passing game, which last year that was kind of not always the case because of the fact that Taven had the show that he had. So
Taven Harris ran 45 times in Week 9. That tells you what kind of offense it was for the Greyhounds. Well, we got to get going because the Iowa Radio Iowa, I should say, high school scoreboard show is coming up in about 3 minutes, so we got to say our goodbyes and wrap things up. First off, I want to say thank you to the guys back in the studio, John Hester and Donnie Claypool, for your first night. Did a great job. Thanks so much for getting us in and out of breaks as well as you did. As always, my tag team partner, John Flaherty, just one of 9. We hit the road next week as we go to a Keokuk and take on the Chiefs in a rematch of last year's Week 2 matchup right here at Bracewell. I want to say thank you to all the fans out there who were listening tonight. Hopefully you had as much fun listening as we do bringing it to you each and every Friday night. I want to thank our sponsors, Ryan Schmidt's Flooring America, Bob Dodds Insurance, Kirk Masner Family Dentistry, the Danville State Savings Bank, Barn Grover Glass, Courtesy Door Sales and Service, K-Spine Community Credit Union, and Standard of Beaverdale. And most importantly, I want to thank the 3 most important people in my life, as I say each and every night. Yes, you, John. Make it 4. The 4 most important people in my life. By the way, your son has a birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday,
yes,
Jack Flaherty.
29.
As you turn 29, your last year in the 20s. I want to say thank you to my son, Ian, who's with me in the booth tonight. I want to say thank you to the 2 ladies in my life, my wife, Kelly, and my daughter Aubrey. They let me do this, and I am so thankful and appreciative. Once again, your final score from Bracewell Stadium. Ottumwa scored early and often and held on throughout. Ottumwa 47, Burlington 21. Thanks so much for listening. We'll come at you from Keokuk next week as the Greyhounds go on the road and try and win for the first time in 2019. We'll talk to you next Friday night. You've been listening to Greyhound Football on KBUR and KBUR.com.